And a good Saturday evening, and welcome to Thunderdome as we are live from the Center Ice Arena in Harrington for the rematch between the Elmira Enforcers and the Delaware Thunder. I'm Gary Schofield alongside Mike Basile. We welcome you into the broadcast booth tonight for what in many ways should be a very interesting 60 minutes of hockey, and maybe more so, the first 10 minutes are going to be extremely telling based upon the events that occurred at the end of the game last night, which turned out to be a 4-2 win for the Elmira Enforcers. If you weren't tuned in last night, in the waning seconds of the Elmira win, a fight between Alex Basie and Ahmed Mahfouz led to pandemonium, really. Jordan Clark left the bench behind the penalty box area. Players had to be separated. The head coach for the Elmira Enforcers, Brent Clark, went ballistic, and it's resulted in suspensions, and Alex Basie's out for the next two. Jordan Clark's suspension is actually under review, so he's dressed. Looks like he's going to play tonight. But number 55 for Elmira, Bryce Martin, also received a one-game suspension, and head coach Brent Clark is suspended as well. So I would imagine Ahmed Mahfouz will run the team tonight, as he is a player and assistant coach. But that gives us kind of enough storyline to get things going. Elmira got over 500 with the win last night. They pick up a couple of points on Mentor, who took a loss to Port Huron. There are a ton of storylines coming into the game.
Yeah, it was a crazy last night, and the pandemonium really picked up with just 9 seconds to go in the game. Other than that, you know, you got to say that kind of overshadowed a very good hockey game. Both teams had very good moments. Both teams had some very bad moments, obviously, as well. But those bad moments came from the other teams playing really good hockey. Elmira's third goal, Ahmed Mahfouz, he showed why he's the player coach of this team. He showed why he's one of the top players in this league. He danced through two defensemen, found some open space, and fired one over the glove of Aaron Taylor. It was impressive. The power play goal set up by Mahfouz was beautiful as well. He's an unbelievable player in this league, and he shows why. He's learned the craft of this league. He knows how to win here in the FHL.
Without question, that's why he's the all-time leading scorer in FHL history. So you've got that storyline, and of course Elmira trying to take their fourth straight from Delaware after sweeping 2 weeks ago on home ice. They're trying to take 2 in a row here on Thunderdome ice. So when you look at what the Thunder are going to do to try to replace Basie, and now also without Taylor Cutting, who is suspended for tonight because of the match penalty he received due to his boarding of Jordan Clark in the game yesterday. So they'll be out without Cutting, who had already missed 5 games of suspension. So they've added Gavin Connell-Helly back to the lineup, who returns. He was dealing with a foot injury. Good to have him back in the lineup. But they also add Robin Vortenoff back to the group as well. But I'm really curious to see how they work those defensive pairings.
I do. I think that'll be different to see tonight, how they go. Obviously, Pens and DeCristofaro, still your top pair. I think we're going to see a ton of Charlie Pens and a ton of Dan DeCristofaro tonight, and as we should. You should any night, but tonight especially, I think you're going to see a lot of them. Obviously, you have Igor Kostyakov, who's a very good defenseman as well. We'll see a lot of him. You're right. How is this going to roll? They're going to probably roll 4-5 D-man. Maybe they can drop one of the forwards back to play a couple shifts, help out. Maybe we'll see Patrick Tondel back there on a couple shifts. I know once in a while he's dropped back before, so we could see Tondel back there. Good to have Connell-Helly back, obviously. He's a big body, but he also has quick hands and could score. Right. So he opens up the ice for this team is what he does. People are intimidated. He's a big body. You know,
right.
When you go to the corner, that's what Delaware needs. They need the big bodies in the corner. He also can pull up in front and score. He's got a couple points on the season in only 5 games, so he's a good up-front presence as well. And Robin Vortenoff was a guy in the locker room that all these guys love. They're going to be happy to have him back out on the ice. He's going to get some minutes tonight, too, and he's going to have to be good in the defensive zone.
When you think about what the Thunder did last night from an offensive perspective, I know you commented early on in the first period where they were creating chances but not getting pucks on Passingham. A lot of shots wide, a lot of shots high over the net. I thought they did a better job of that as the game continued. But, you know, give Elmira credit. They played a third period when you've got a 1-goal lead where they just locked down the neutral zone.
Well, that's exactly the next thing that we were going to touch on. I think the most impressive thing I saw from Elmira yesterday was that third period. 3-2 game. You play 3-2 until the final minute in a third period where Delaware's pushing all period long. But you shut down that neutral zone and you don't give up any, and I mean not one good scoring chance in that third period.
Yeah.
I don't believe there was one shot that Passingham was really tested on, and that is definitely something to say about that Elmira defense, and you got to thank the forwards. Like I said, 1, sometimes 2 forwards are in there, but there were 3 3 guys at the red line knocking that down, and if the 2 defensemen had to get back, they would. There was always someone just monitoring this red line and say, if you're going to get past here, it's going to be a chip in, and you guys are going to have to get it past our big defenseman, Cameron Yarwood. Not a good guy to get past.
When we talked to head coach Charlie Penns before the game, he basically mentioned that I asked him the question about 2 straight contests where the Thunder had really put together 60 pretty good minutes of hockey. I mean, that had been a real struggle for them early on in the season. They would go for periods of 4 to 5 minutes where all of a sudden defensive breakdowns everywhere, couldn't get out of their own zone. And even if you think back to the Elmira weekend, they scored 3 goals in less than 4 minutes in the second game of that weekend series, and those are the kind of breakdowns that we had been seeing sort of consistently. The Thunder have kind of gotten over that, and we asked Coach Charlie Penns about that in our pregame interview tonight. Gary Schofield, voice of the Delaware Thunder, here with head coach Charlie Penns as we get set for the rematch with the Elmira Enforcers tonight. Coach, tough loss last night, 4-2 in the end, but the takeaway for me, 2 games back-to-back, 60 good minutes of hockey. How do you continue to build on that?
Again, our systems. We're playing strong in the D zone, and we're going hard on the forecheck. And if we continue to do that, play our system.
One takeaway, too, from last night, too much time in the penalty box. How do you limit that tonight?
Guys just got to play smart. This is pro hockey. They got to take a slash, a hit, cross-check. It's part of the game.
Get in addition to the lineup tonight, guy that's been out with injury, Gavin Connolly comes back. How does that help your forward mix?
No, he's a big, tough guy, and he creates a lot of space for our forwards. Keeps the game honest.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks for your time. Good luck tonight. That's head coach Charlie Penns, who was nice enough to give us a few minutes before the game to get ready tonight. One thing that we haven't touched on yet was, obviously we talked about the penalties that were handed out at the end of the game yesterday, but there were several instances where Delaware took penalties that they probably wish they hadn't, because an Elmira power play that came in at just a 14% clip looked a lot better than that to these eyes.
Yeah, and like we said, we touched on it a ton yesterday, and you could beat it to death because it's true. You can't flirt with fire, and Delaware did that a lot yesterday. And it's the penalties that'll frustrate a coach, and not just pointing out one player. That's just the first thing that comes to mind. When Alex Basie came in late, Demon was in it with a couple guys in Elmira. I get it. Demon's not your fighter. Demon's going to score goals and put up points. Basie's the guy who's going to play good defensively and stand up for guys. But like you said, the situation was diffusing a little bit. He came in late, and if you give a guy a little shove, you're not going to go. But you can't go up high on a guy. A little shot to the face, that's going to get you every time. So it's the little things like that, because even if they don't score, that kills any momentum you have.
And we saw it in the first period last night, where the Thunder spent, I believe, a solid 4 or 5 minutes straight on the kill. It changes your line rotations, and it changes the momentum of a hockey game. So as we got a few minutes before the opening game festivities start, let's turn to you for your keys to victory tonight for both teams.
Well, I'll start with right there. You said it. Number 1, stay out of the box. You know what it does? It keeps Anton Kalinin on the bench. Anton doesn't play on the penalty kill much. You want Anton on the ice as much as you can get if you're Delaware. Contrado and Marker are going to play on the penalty kill. Yes, they have a couple shorthanded goals to their name, but that's not an everyday occurrence. That's not going to happen. When those guys are on 5-on-5, those 3, anytime those 3 forwards are out there, this team has a chance to score a goal. And that's what you want. And I'd like to see the second and third line step up a little bit. They have a lot of depth now. I love Jack Wang on the second line. I like Masters on the third line. Gavin Connolly comes in. He stepped in. He's got a goal to his name this season. We need some depth scoring for this team. And I want to see how Robin Vortnov comes in, see if he can help that out on the third line, I would assume, tonight. So for the Thunder, the 2 biggest things, stay out of the box and, obviously, secondary scoring. For the Elmira Enforcers, I want to see the first 10 minutes of this game for them. They jumped out in front yesterday. Let's see if they can do it again. See if they can keep their heads. Obviously, the coach is going to be not here tonight. He is suspended. So I want to see in the first 10 minutes, can the Enforcers keep their heads tonight? And number 2, can they keep that same structure that they had yesterday? Because if they keep that structure, if they get a lead, I don't know if Delaware can come back.
I know a lot of people who maybe watched the game last night or talked to friends who did are showing up tonight. They're expecting to see some fireworks early. You've been around hockey a lot. What does your gut tell you about, you mentioned it in your keys for Elmira, the first 10 minutes, keeping their heads. What does your gut tell you we're going to see from the opening puck drop?
My gut tells me that actually I think we're going to see a cleaner game than yesterday. And I say that because the refs are the same refs as last night for the most part. They know what they're getting into. I bet you they set the tone early here. They'll set the tone early. They'll come to both benches, say none of that, because what happened yesterday, it's not what anybody wants. Not either team, not the league. Nobody wants what happened yesterday at the end of the game, obviously. So I think we'll see a good contest. I think we'll see some very good hockey. I think Delaware knows that they can compete with this team, and if they can compete with Elmira, they can compete with anybody, because Elmira and Carolina, in my eyes, are the cream of the crop Obviously, Columbus, very good too. They're an expansion team that's doing good things. But I think from a team you want to mimic, Carolina, obviously, you want to find that where we could put the puck in the net, but we can win a 2-1 game also. That's what Carolina does best. And Elmira could do the same thing. So those are teams you want to mimic. You want to be that team, not the run-and-gun team. You don't want to be that team. And you don't want to be the team that can't score, and you got to rely on Aaron Taylor all night. You want to be that team right in the middle where you can win any type of game. So I think tonight, to swing back to that question, I think we'll see a clean game. The only way I could see this getting out of hand is if that scoreboard's lopsided one way or another.
Good point. Great keys to the game, Mike, and I'll be honest, I can't agree with you more. Let's take a quick look around the Federal Hockey League tonight. A couple of games already underway. 6 o'clock start tonight. Carolina's jumped out on Columbus. It's 4-0 as they head into the second period. Mentor and Port Huron, they're tied at 1 after 1 period of play. Getting ready to drop the puck in Danbury as the Battle Creek Rumblebees are, again, looking for their first win tonight against the Hat Tricks. Of course, we've got Elmira and Delaware here, and Danbury will look to crack the Watertown Wolves as Watertown came away with their 8th win of the season there last night. As we get set for the opening game festivities here, we'll meet the starting lineups. Caitlin Ferry will swing the national anthem, and then we'll get ready for puck drop between the Elmira Enforcers and the Delaware Thunder. We appreciate you watching on our live YouTube stream or at federalhockey.com. And also want to let you know, between periods 1 and 2, we had an opportunity to meet some of the fans of the Delaware Thunder who were out and prepping for the game in the parking lot here at Center Ice Arena, and we'll be happy to introduce them to you coming up in just a little bit. And I think the Enforcers were introduced, but they're staying off the ice at the moment.
Just quickly to throw in here, well, not to cut off our great PA announcer, Tom Schultz, but we already see the change here. I know we knew this a little earlier, but we didn't say it yet to our fans. I like to see Eric Masters on this line. I think he's a guy, hasn't found his offensive prowess yet, but it's there. It's there. It's 100% there. You switch him up. I'm curious to see where are we going to see Kalinin tonight? Where are we going to see Gavin Connell-Helly? There's a lot we're waiting to see tonight, and I bet you they'll be switching up the lines a bit all night. That is Delaware's own Caitlin Ferry with another rousing rendition of the national anthem. As we get set for puck drop again, it's the Elmira Enforcers and the Delaware Thunder getting set to face off here from the Center Ice Arena in Harrington. Of course, next weekend, the Thunder will be back on the road at Watertown, taking on the first place Wolves in the Eastern Division. Elmira next weekend will be back at home when they'll take on the Danbury Hat Tricks, who have gotten themselves off to a pretty good start
this year in the Western Division, so that's what you've got to look forward to if you're an Enforcers fan. We welcome you into the broadcast here on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel and, of course, at federalhockey.com. Again, I'm Gary Schofield alongside Mike Basile as we get set for puck drop. Again, your starters tonight for Elmira. Up front, they'll go with Ahmed Mahfouz, as well as Kyle Stevens and Brandon Tucker. On the blue line, it's Glenn Patterson and JT Walters. Troy Passingham, who picked up his third win of the season last night, is between the pipes for the Enforcers. For Delaware, we've got Eric Masters on one wing, Brandon Contrado on the other with Contrado at center with Marker on the wing, to Cristofaro and Pens, and Aaron Taylor back between the pipes as we're underway from Thunderdome. Kind of an anticlimactic puck drop there. Kyle Stevens just placed it back into his own zone. JT Walters will take control. He'll feather a pass to Mahfouz. It goes under his stick, but back through center. To Cristofaro will chase it down there. He'll wheel around his own net. Now he'll stop as Tucker passes by. Cristofaro with the outlet to Masters, who just backhands it off the wall and finds Marker. Here they come with speed. Contrado beat Marker into the zone, though. That's going to be an offside.
You could tell a mile back, Contrado had his leg down for a while, and Marker wasn't moving too fast. Just a step offside, but all right. I think the clock just ran an extra 3 seconds as well. We'll see, but you are right. That puck drop was a little quick. It didn't look like anybody, not even Contrado, knew that puck was dropped.
Contrado will take this face-off again with Kyle Stevens. He wins this draw. Cristofaro will play it in from the red line. Takes a weird bounce on Passingham, but he's able to knock it down. JT Walters will wheel it around there. He gets it to Tucker. Tucker goes cross ice for Mahfouz, who stops. He'll just throw a cross ice. That pass deflected by Contrado, and to Cristofaro comes away with it behind the net. He's pestered there by Tucker. His clearing attempt is kept in by Walters. They'll battle along the near wall. Stevens into Cristofaro. Kyle Stevens is able to play it deeper. Contrado lifts it back to center, and Walters will play it across to Patterson. Patterson's pass is deflected, and Pens plays it further. Now they'll just battle in the neutral zone. And Tucker throws it across ice, looking for Mahfouz into the Delaware zone. Takes a bump from Devine. And Pens comes up with the puck behind the Thunder net. He'll get it to Masters. Masters ahead to Contrado. Skates around Patterson, but then turns it over to Harrison. Good play by Masters to make him go the opposite direction. Then a quick shot there. And Aaron Taylor makes the save. That's our first shot of the night. Just a couple of minutes in. Now the puck loose, and Ryan Marker trying to beat Harrison to the puck, and he does. Plays it off the wall. Contrado will clear the zone back to center, but can't get it past Whitcomb. Whitcomb will play it in from the red line, takes a bump from Masters. It goes in behind the net, and Taylor holds it up there.
It's a long first shift for this first line.
Loose puck near the blue line. Yardwood with the good keep. Does it again. Still they fight for it at the blue line. Finally, Contrado gets it away to Kalinin, who just plays it softly into the Elmira zone, and Whitcomb's able to skate it out and off the wall back to center. Kieran Devine will bounce one off the boards. Kalinin with a nice pass to Demon. But again, it looked like the Thunder were in offsides as Jack Wang took a step in too early. And then a late slash there from Yarwood on the stick of Evgeny Demon. And we were wondering what we would see early on, and kind of a little extra there.
And Demon just has a laugh. You're not going to get in Evgeny Demon's head too easily. As I say that, he gets a little frustrated. But Evgeny Demon, usually a cooler temper guy on both these teams, I should say. And if I'm the refs, I would have called that pretty early in this game to set the tone. That's just uncalled for.
2:05 in, Evgeny Demon wins the draw. Jack Wang will fire it in from center ice. JT Walters, the first one there for Elmira. To Jordan Clark, whose suspension is pending. And then they get it back to center. Evgeny Demon plays it there. Hussey whacks away at it, but only gets it to Kalinin. Kalinin and Acosta Tundle, as you mentioned, Patrick Tundle playing on the blue line. That puck comes loose at center. Kalinin picks it up. He'll walk into the slot. Nice stick check there by JT Walters, and the puck comes loose behind the net. They'll play it around. Skaropoulos there plays it to center off the stick of Hussey across the red line. And backpedaling to get it is Patrick Tundle. He plays it across to Charlie Pens. Pens will use the back wall to get it back to Tundle. They'll just kind of play catch there as the Enforcers are trying to set up the forecheck. There comes Skaropoulos. Big hit on Kalinin. But they're able to get the puck ahead to Evgeny Demon. He finds Jack Wang in front of the Elmira bench. He'll walk in, float one into the slot. Demon with a quick shot. Big blocker saved by Passingham, and that goes into the safety netting. And 3 minutes in, each team's had one solid chance.
How good has Evgeny Demon been of late? He's finding his groove, playing with Anton Kalinin. I think two Russian players on the same line. I think they have a little better connection with being able to talk a little easier to each other out there on the ice.
McIntosh on the draw here with Stevens. Mac wins it. Brennan Young black to the blue line into Cristofaro. Fans on the pass and out to head to Mahfouz. Just a bit too far, or Ahmed would have been in on a break on Aaron Taylor, and Taylor will just cover it up, and we'll get a stop and a face-off coming in front of the Delaware netminder.
And a little crowd gathering as Mafuz
He's
just
got to
hit-
watch out there
yeah.
because he just took a shot at the referee thinking that was Evan McIntosh.
Wow.
He's lucky the linesman understood that wasn't intentional.
I don't know about that one.
McIntosh in on the draw with Mafuz. Mafuz wins it back to the blue line. Patterson will hold, throws one towards the net. Taylor makes the save, and now McIntosh and Mafuz are tied up in the circle. Now going down in a heap is Mafuz looking for a call. He's not going to get one. Novosel plays it in behind. Now Mafuz gives a little face wash to McIntosh into the boards as the puck gets cleared out of the Delaware zone. At the blue line, Tucker and Minucciello will battle for it. Now Kyle Stevens walks it back in. Into the slot, gets through to Cristofaro, but then he's walled off, throws it in front, still loose. Tucker with a shot, and Taylor's able to make the save as it goes behind the net. Now Mafuz is walled by DeCristofaro. Puck comes loose at the goal line, and now Brennan Young skates away. He loses control then and just has to backhand it out before he takes a hit from Tucker. And the Enforcers come away with it, but then they throw a sloppy pass through the neutral zone, and DeCristofaro is able to play it in. Mafuz takes an extra shot at him as Patterson plays it from behind the Elmira net. Elmira off the near wall, finds Mafuz at the red line. Quick pass to Patterson. He'll walk in. Quick shot deflected, goes behind the net. But Patterson gets there first, tried to throw it out in front and fumbled with it. And Pence tries to clear but can't get it through Kyle Stevens.
I'm a little confused. I thought Mafuz could have been in the box twice already on this shift, and a couple calls go unnoticed, and he nearly sets up a goal.
Kyle Stevens fans on the shot there, and it goes wide. But again, the Enforcers keep. They get it to it in the corner. Yashikov loses his stick. And now behind, that's Stevens. Throws it out to the point to Patterson. He'll take a shot from the blue line. It goes wide. Harrison on the rebound tried to take a quick shot at Taylor, but it just hopped off the heel of his stick. And it continues to be loose in the corner as they'll battle for it. That's Reynolds, who gets it back to Patterson at the point. His shot's deflected by Minucciello, comes loose in the circle, and nearly a chance for Michaelis, but coming the other way now are Marker and Vortnoff. Marker with a quick shot. That's deflected by Patterson, and it goes wide. Kept in at the blue line there by Connell Helly. But Harrison will pick it up and just throw it into the neutral zone. Pence throws it back across the red line, trying to find Marker, but instead it gets to Patterson. Patterson's backhand ahead to Reynolds. He'll chip it in as Elmira goes for a half change. DeCristofaro will pick it up behind the Delaware net. 14:45 left in the first period, and we're scoreless.
Not a lot of whistles, a little bit of back and forth. Elmira had the better of play through the first five. See if Delaware can change the pace.
DeCristofaro just missed Jack Wang on a pass there into the Elmira zone. But the Enforcers recover quickly. Now Yarwood has it behind his own net. Yarwood will walk it out. Fakes the pass one way and goes across ice to Reynolds. Now here's Whitcomb. He comes through the neutral zone. Walks into the blue line. Tries to get around to Cristofaro. Good stick check there by Daniel. And now Ryan Marker comes the other way. His pass, though, intercepted by Skinner. He'll wind and fire a slap shot. Quick glove save by Aaron Taylor, keeping things scoreless with 14:14 to go.
And it's little things like that that just can't happen if you're the Delaware Thunder. Obviously, Elmira's had the better of play through the first couple minutes of this contest, and you can't turn it over and give him a good shot like that.
Evgeny Demmin will take this draw with Brendan Hussey. Demmin wins it to Cristofaro, carries around his own net now. He'll try to walk it out of the zone. Backhands it ahead for Tundle, and Jack Wang floats one through center, was looking for Kalinin, and it was a bouncing puck. Kalinin, though, gets around Yarwood, but then gets walled behind the net. A hit from Demmin there on Skaropoulos gets it loose. It's still loose at the side of the net. They'll battle for it. And Whitcomb will send it back the other way, but Jack Wang is there. To the point, Tundle, a quick shot, nearly deflected by Kalinin, but Passingham makes the save. Jack Wang in the slot with a quick shot, and the glove save from Passingham. So 13:45 to go in the first. Both goalies have shown off a stellar glove hand to keep things scoreless.
How about Tundle on the point? Makes a good play at the blue line, walks it, gets a clear lane to shoot, puts a shot on goal. I'd like it a little lower for some rebound. He still found one there, and Jack Wang nearly made this 1-1-0.
Kyle Stevens, the last man on for Elmira. He'll take the draw here with Evgeny Demmin. He wins it into the corner. Patterson plays it along. Too far for J.T. Walters. Mafuz stops it there, and now he'll throw it back behind the net and find Patterson on the other side as they'll try to get out of the zone. Patterson's outlet gets just past Wang and is ahead to Tucker. They'll come in 2-on-2 with Mafuz. Tucker into the slot, manned there by Pens. Was able to get a weak shot in on Taylor, who sticked it aside, but the puck's still loose behind the net. Mafuz and Devine battle for it there. Came back in front, and Aaron Taylor just covers up for the faceoff.
We're going to see Charlie Pens a lot tonight because we're going to see Ahmed Mafuz a lot tonight. Anytime Mafuz is on the ice, I know Charlie Pens will do his best to be out there as well. You got to lock down the top scorer, and Charlie Pens is the guy who could do it for Delaware.
You know, I think that was one of the things that really impressed us more than anything else, was just the amount of ice time that Mafuz logs in a game. It's like every time you turn around, you see him either on a wing or he's on the point. He's out there. it feels like, all the time.
Right, and it's crazy. On the power play, he'll play at the point, like you said. And when it's obviously 5-on-5, he's a winger, but he can also take the face-offs, too, according to which side it's on and who they have out there, because he'll play with a couple different line mates in a night.
That puck went out of play, so the face-off comes outside of the Delaware zone as it deflected off an Enforcer. Demon wins another draw. Brennan Young now through the neutral zone. Stick handles, but that shot's knocked down by Walters. Comes to the side of the net, and McIntosh picks it up for Delaware. Back to the point, Kieran Devine throws one well wide of the cage. Now Patterson plays it along, but not far enough. Charlie Pence walks in. Quick shot in the glove save, passing hand, but it's loose behind the net. Wraparound attempt. Now the net comes off its moorings, and we get a whistle. But, man, great chance by Charlie Pence, and Thomas Minucciello's like, what do I need to do to get a point?
What a play by Charlie Pence. You can see he kind of thought, do I step up? But he knew he was in too deep. Makes a great play, fires one on goal, and Passingham looks like he came to play tonight. That's 2 big saves with the glove in the first. 12:52 to go.
Scoreless tie here. Evan McIntosh and Michaelis will be on the draw, and Michaelis was phenomenal in the face-off circle last night and wins another one here. Jordan Clark will play it in the far corner. Backhands one ahead to Reynolds. He takes a shoulder from Brennan Young, but here comes Harrison with speed. Walks right in front. Got that shot off, and Taylor was up to the task. But now it's still loose. Back to the point. Here's Clark walking in. His shot's deflected wide off the stick of Harrison. Now Harrison took a stick up high. No call, though. And here comes Delaware the other way. Minucciello trying to get around Michaelis, and then he's stripped from behind by Reynolds. Reynolds walks through the neutral zone. Across the blue line. Quick shot, and the blocker saved by Taylor. Goes to the far wall. Who's there first? It's Reynolds. Trying to find Michaelis. He's manned there by DeCristofaro. And now Daniel's able to play it off the glass back to center. Here comes Brennan Young into the Elmira zone. He gets hauled down, but again, no whistle. Puck off the far wall, and it'll go back to center. So at this point, it looks like through the first 8 minutes, the refs are just kind of letting them play tonight.
Well, they've missed a couple calls, I'll tell you that much. The high stick in the corner from McIntosh, and Brennan Young was just ripped down.
Pass across there from Kostyukov was to a Delaware player who was actually going to the bench. So that becomes an easy clear out here for Elmira. Whitcomb through center, tried to get Hussey off his stick. It'll go in behind the Delaware goal. Kostyukov wipes out with a little help from Hussey, and Charlie Pence is able to play it around. But Yarwood will keep it in at the blue line. He steps around Masters. Gets it to Skropolis in the circle, and now we get a whistle as Hussey is down behind the net. And he'll have to be tended to. Kostyukov was down as well.
Kostyukov went over, gave him a tap. I think they both went in awkwardly as they both tried to stop, and looks like they took each other out of the play.
Well, there was a loose stick on the ice back there as well that I think was part of the reason why they got tripped up. And that was from when Harrison took that high stick back in the corner. And he's mentioning something to the referee there.
Well, I mean, I saw it from up here. I don't blame him. It was definitely a high stick, but if it goes undetected, it goes undetected. You got to play on and can't lose your cool.
11:31 to go as we get things sorted out here from the whistle. Looks like the faceoff will come back outside of the Delaware zone. Keep the same lines out, though. Hussey will take the draw with Contrato. Hussey almost won it, but couldn't get it through Contrato. Brandon's able to play it into the Elmira zone. Novacell tracks it down there, plays it around the near wall. Contrato keeps, though, and he'll play it across. Marker picks it up in the corner. Marker back behind the net to Contrato. Marker fumbles it for a second, and now he tries to back or spin around the hit from Skinner, and he does. He gets it to Derek Masters as Delaware's starting to get a bit of the cycle game going. Marker behind the net. 3 Enforcers with their eyes on him. Gets it back to Charlie Pence at the point. Pence plays it around, but nobody home in the corner. Skinner trying to get out of the zone. Can't get it through Tundle. His shot deflects off an Enforcer forward. And now Skoropolis is able to get it out, but throws it into the netting. It was deflected off the stick of Ryan Marker, though. So the faceoff should come outside of the Elmira zone.
Charlie Pence and Skoropolis were tied up behind the play. Not too sure. Both players ended up on the ice. The Thunder Pack obviously not happy, but they might be a bit biased. We got to meet them before the game.
We sure did. You'll get to meet them as well during our first intermission tonight. 10:51 to go. Nice crowd on hand here for a Saturday night at the Thunderdome. This might be the best crowd we've had since opening night. There are a lot of...
I was going to say, from side to side, this place is packed. VIP is absolutely packed tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if we sold out a VIP tonight.
Cristofaro plays it in deep. Puck in front of the net, deflected out of play by Kyle Stevens as Eric Masters was on the doorstep. Marker tried to set one up in front, but that goes out of play for another faceoff.
Looked like another penalty could have been called in front as Masters was cross-checked from behind. The puck was already up and out of play. But the refs are letting him play. And, like we said, the penalties that would have been called so far, nothing has been dirty. It's been all incidental. Maybe a little bit of that face wash by Mafuz on McIntosh. But McIntosh is a little bit of a pest, isn't he?
Absolutely. Off the faceoff Elmira gained control but couldn't get it into the zone. Tucker now tries to backhand one deep, and Kieran Devine comes away with it behind Aaron Taylor. And now he'll wait and look to break out. Elmira has 4 in the zone to try to stop that from happening. Good handoff to Kalinin, to Demon, back to Kalinin, through center, gets it to Jack Wang. 2-on-2 they play. Backhand shot through the crease, goes wide. Passingham might have gotten a paddle on it to deflect it, but Patterson comes away with it for Elmira. He'll play it off the near wall. It's in the skates of Mafuz, and Kalinen's able to pick it up. This play is onside. Kalinin throws it into the slot. Was hoping for Demon, but a good step up there by J.T. Walters. Now the puck comes loose into the Delaware zone. Stevens has it. He'll pull up. Had Mafuz head into the net. He was marked by Demon nicely, and then took a side angle shot that Taylor was able to stop, but now it's loose behind the net. Mafuz tried to backhand it in front and found DeCristofaro. He gets it along, but only to J.T. Walters, who's able to play it back in deep, where Demon now takes control for Delaware. Demon gets it to Jack Wang. He'll backhand it back into center. Kalinin takes a shot from behind and goes down. That's going to bring the whistle for the cross-check on J.T. Walters. There's absolutely no question. Clear cross-check from behind. That's going to send the Thunder to the power play with 9:30 to go here in the first.
Ahmed Mafuz a little bit up in arms, and obviously there were a few calls that I'm sure both teams thought could have been called already. So the first one of the game, you knew somebody was going to be a little upset, and unfortunately for the Enforcers, they'll be short for 2 minutes. The Delaware Thunder need to take advantage of an early power play. A chance to put yourselves on top. You're not usually the first team to score, it seems like, especially here at the Thunderdome. Get these fans ignited.
Jack Wang was able to cash in on the power play last night for Delaware. That means they've scored a power play goal now in 2 straight games. It's been kind of a tough grind for the Thunder early on this season, but they've been doing a much better job with the man advantage. They'll wheel it around behind the net. Evgeny Demon tries to backhand it along. That deflects off of Whitcomb and into the netting. So we'll get a stop with a minute 44 left on the man advantage.
Faceoff stays deep in the offensive zone for the Delaware Thunder.
Somebody on the Enforcers bench was asking when the media timeout is coming. Can't do that during the power play, obviously. Off the draw, they'll play it along the near wall. Marker keeps it at the point, but plays it off the side wall, and a nice play there by Whitcomb to step up and get the clear.
Whitcomb had a good game yesterday, had his first assist of the season, but really he's their defensive defenseman. You'll see him a lot more on the penalty kill than you will the power play, and he'll usually line up against the top line.
Charlie Penns now looks to break out for Delaware. He'll play it to Marker. Marker comes through center, hands it back to Penns. A little too close there. Now at the blue line, Kalinin tried to walk in, but got the puck poked away from him there. Now Evgeny Demon plays it across from Marker, and the Thunder have to start over again with 1:08 to go on the power play. Kalinin back to Penns. Now Penns plays it ahead to Demon. Demon goes cross ice, finds Kalinin. Now he gets cleanly into the zone. He'll throw it in behind, takes a hit from Whitcomb. Yarwood tries to jam it along, and he gets it clear to Hussey. Now Hussey walks to the near board, and he'll just play it back as the Enforcers look to kill some time on this power play. Then they'll fire it all the way down. Penns gloves it down, but now only 40 seconds to go.
Smart play by the Elmira Enforcers. Send it all the way back into their zone with some time and space.
Contrato with a quick shot. That goes over the glove of Passingham. High off the glass, though, and another clear for Yarwood. Back to center. Racing toward it is Mafuz, looking for a shorthand chance. Couldn't get his stick on it, though, and now Brennan Young has to backpedal for Delaware. Across to DeCristofaro. Daniel walks in. Faked the shot and then tried to skate through 2 defenders, and the puck came loose. Brennan Young now with it in the circle. Quick shot. Nice save by Passingham. But as he made that shoulder save, his right skate kicks the net off its moorings. So we get another stoppage with 15 seconds of power play time remaining.
You got to do something about the nets here. It's absolutely ridiculous. You don't see it anywhere else. It's ridiculous. It hurts your own team.
7:45 to go. Of course, Mike referring to the fact that the nets come off their moorings quite often. And if you remember back, I believe it was when Carolina was in town, Aaron Taylor and Henry Dill had a long conversation between periods about that. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Jack Wang with a shot. That goes off the knee of Yarwood. Came loose in the circle. Quick shot from Minucciello, but that's knocked down in front. I believe Patterson got in front of that, and then he clears it ahead to Mafuz. That's the end of the power play. He was trying to find Tucker streaking. Instead, he found Jack Wang, who fired it back into the Delaware zone. Minucciello will play it there. Tries to hand one off to DeCristofaro. Turnover at the blue line. Stevens to Mafuz in front. Throws it back for Stevens, but it was behind him and got through his skates. But a premium scoring chance there goes unfounded. Big hit in the neutral zone there. But walking it on is Brennan Young. Backhands one. That handcuff Passingham a bit, but he's able to cover up. And that'll stop. Now we get a little bit extra in front as Mafuz came in and gave a big cross check. I believe that's Kalinin who took the worst of it. Now Stevens is getting involved. Passingham's got somebody wrapped up. Now he takes a shot from Whitcomb. That's Jack Wang, while Passingham is holding him in a bear hug, and Whitcomb comes in and throws a punch.
Well, I'd love to see how they break this one down at the media timeout.
Well, I think at the very least, you got to get Mahfouz for roughing. I'd throw one on Whitcomb for the shot on Wang if it was seen.
I'd throw one on Passingham, too. It was Minucciello, not Kalina.
Sorry, Minucciello was in front. I didn't see him take an extra whack. He may have, but I didn't see it. It wasn't blatant. And Mahfouz came in from the blue line, full head of steam, and just cross-checked him from behind.
Well, Aaron Taylor was waiting at the blue line, too. He saw Passingham get involved. We'll see the calls here. I think it should be even, 1-1.
Well, right now, just Mahfouz going to the box. I don't think Minucciello really did anything to warrant a penalty. And that's what he's saying. Like, I was really just standing there. But it looks like they are sending him in, so it's going to be coincidental minors.
I'm curious as to what Minucciello did as well.
Right. And now Aaron Taylor's upset, and he's yelling something at the linesman.
And I think Aaron Taylor's upset because Passingham took exception on Jack Wang. And Jack, we know Jack very well up here. Not a dirty player at all. Jack just trying to help out his teammate. And Passingham grabbed him from behind.
Well, that's the thing. When you get a pileup like that happens in front of the net, I mean, obviously others that are around the play are going to do what they can to try to get their guy out from under it.
Right, and it's actually a little funny to see Mahfouz is the coach tonight. He's in the penalty box.
Right.
So I'm curious now. It is, I believe that's Patterson out in front of us right here who will
the assistant
who
captain,
will listen.
yeah.
Yes, he is, and it is funny to see the team without a coach behind the bench. And Mahfouz does a great job. I mean,
yes.
You hear him talking all game long, telling you're up next, you're up next. So it is great. It's cool to see. It's different. It's very different. I'll tell you that.
The referees are still trying to sort this out. I wonder if, in the end, if Delaware will end up with a power play. If they're discussing whether they should take another player off or whether one of these penalties will be a double minor.
Mm-hmm. I'm just curious to see because a lot happened in a short amount of time.
Right.
And same thing last night. It felt like that was going on forever. It was probably only a minute of festivities,
right.
But it felt like it was going on forever. Who knew what was happening next? But I don't think the Thunder did much wrong there, to be honest, and I'm not just saying that. I really think maybe Minucciello came in a little late, but it didn't look like there was any contact from up here.
I didn't notice it either, and on the initial shot, it obviously handcuffed Passingham a bit, where there could have been a thought as a player in front that it might have been loose, but again, I didn't see anyone take a whack at it. It could have happened, but and again, at the risk of sounding like a homer here, which is certainly not my MO, I really just don't think that the hit from Mahfouz was really called for there.
No, and he yesterday, I know he was obviously upset with the Basie incident that happened, and obviously a lot's come of that because of what happened, but I understand why he was upset, and tonight I think the Thunder have a right to be upset with what just happened. So, I mean, you see it both ways, and you just got to keep your calm because now this game could go from 0 to bad quick. Right. And for the Thunder, it's a 0-0 game, and they can't take themselves out of the game. That's what they can't do. They cannot take themselves out of the game.
Well, here's the frustrating part for me is how can this discussion take so long?
I agree. We're at the media timeout. It should have been settled and done by now,
right.
and we're off and playing again. Mahfouz yelling from the penalty box.
Right. It does look like Skropolis is heading into the box, so I think it does seem like maybe Elmira is getting an extra minor here.
Yeah, and the Elmira team, obviously, it looks unhappier right now from what we can see. It looks like they'll be short. Yarwood trying to plead a case here. Charlie Pence has been there, hasn't said a word to anybody. He's just been standing and smirking, having a little bit of a laugh right now. So it looks like, in my eyes, the way things are going, the Thunder will be up a man. But, hey, we've seen weirder things happen.
Right. Well, and, of course, the Enforcers are already not happy. They didn't like the cross-check call against Kyle Stevens either. Mm-hmm. So if they get the short end of this call, they're really going to feel like the orange stripes are against them tonight.
And Charlie, I believe, tapped on his stomach, points up. I believe, if I'm good at reading, that should mean we're up. Right. So that should mean the Delaware Thunder are up a man. And you got a couple of the Elmira players now deep in their own zone. It looks like they're ready for a face-off there. Starting to put penalties up now. They got 19 in the box for Elmira. That is Mahfouz.
Right.
2 minutes. Now we'll see if that's the only manpower change. Maybe Minucciello and whoever get, or the second Mahfouz double minor will be served by Skropolis, who will pop out after the 2 minutes. That's my only thought. That's the only penalty we see right now, 7:05 to go.
Because they won't put the coincidentals on the scoreboard, is that correct?
No, they will not. Yes, they will not. And
so it certainly looks like at the end of this, There'll be 7:05 left, and the Thunder will play up a man.
Yeah, and we'll play 5-on-4
right.
if this is all right. And then at the first whistle, after 2 minutes, because of the 5-on-4, Mafuz and Minucciello would come out.
Gotcha.
And the refs finally pointing to the faceoff dot. It is going to be a 2-minute power play for your Delaware Thunder here after a long, lengthy discussion, and we had it figured out pretty quickly, I thought.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how much explanation you need to give other than, look, the guy skated in from the blue line, cross-checked it from behind, and took a couple of shots at him while he was down on the ice and deserved 4 minutes instead of 2. Like, that's the explanation, and let's move on with it. And now there's still an argument going on from the penalty box below us. Luckily, these mics aren't that sensitive, or we could be in trouble with the FCC based on some of the colorful language that's coming from below our feet.
Yes, and while we have a second, we do want to thank our great fans for coming out, showing their support every night. Thanks to the Thunder Pack. I can't believe what we walked out and saw today. We saw a boat. We saw a boat out in the parking lot,
right.
A Viking boat out in the parking lot this evening with a whole lot of tailgating fun going on. And you know what? Get out there and hang out with those guys. That's a great group. They love to have fun. They're having a good time. They're cooking the food. Maybe you could bring a little something, bring a cake or something, help them out. But they're having a good time out there. Anton Kalinin skates onto the ice. The refs are still under us here. And at this point, the players are getting a bit cold. 7:05. This is supposed to be a quick minute media timeout, and it's turned into a lot more than that. But the power play unit comes on, and the penalty killers come out for Elmira. So Delaware Thunder will be up a man.
And as Mike just mentioned, a big thanks to our fans. Of course, the Thunder will be back in the Thunderdome Friday, December 13th, when Danville makes their first trip to Harrington. They'll be in town both Friday and Saturday night, both games facing off at 7 o'clock. You can grab your tickets at DelawareThunder.com. Looks like we are finally done explaining what happened in front of the net there, and it looks like we might get back to action here.
Well, I believe that a part of not having the coach on the bench didn't help this case right here. And I think it was bad because now you have the player in the penalty box who's the coach tonight, and he's yelling, obviously, about it. He's trying to project his case, but he's in the box, so he can't. Then you have the assistant captain out there trying to help. So it was just a bit of a cluster out there. But, hey, back to hockey now with Evgeny Demin in the faceoff circle.
Demin, Contrato, Kalinin back on the point marker and pens for the power play. Delaware's 0 for 1. The linesman continuing to conversate with Hussey and Harrison here. I mean, at some point, you just have to turn your head and play. Finally, we get a face-off. And down in a heap goes Kalinin. Looks like Yarwood got a little shove in there. And Charlie Penz will just walk it back behind the Delaware net. 10 seconds has already elapsed on the power play. The Thunder now coming with the rush. Pass to Demin, broken up there by Reynolds. Contrato has to retreat. And again, we're nearly 25 seconds into the power play, and they can't even get out of their own zone, and now we get a whistle. As the referee has now heard enough from JT Walters, sending him off. Oh, they're going to get Demin as well?
They are going to get Evgeny Demin as well.
So they'll go off for coincidental roughing minors. Or 20. Cross-check on Walters. It's a slash on Demin. And I think at this point, the referees are just trying to regain control of this game. Because it could easily, get a little out of control here.
Yeah, and it's no manpower change, I believe I heard the ref just say.
Right.
It's 5-on-4 still. We'll see where the face-off is. The puck was behind the Thunder bench, but I like that from the referee. We were looking the other way, obviously, but
right.
Demin and Yarwood, they'll come to center ice for the face-off. Obviously getting into it. Oh, it wasn't Yarwood. My apologies. It was
JT Walters.
JT Walters. Right, correct.
Kyle Stevens will take the draw. He's out with Whitcomb, Reynolds, and Yarwood on the penalty kill. The Thunder win the draw. Charlie Penz knifes it to the blue line. Kalinin can't get it there initially, and Contrato has to backhand it to him. Down to 1:20 to go. Finally through center, Kalinin will walk it in. Marker sets up at the point. Marker winds and fires when it's deflected, but it goes high and wide behind the net. And now Whitcomb trying to play it around. It deflects off the glass and into the netting. And we'll get a face-off to the right of Passingham.
Good shot by Marker. Got the tip from Contrato in front. You love to see it. And Brennan Young, we talked about him yesterday a little bit, how he's getting there, he's playing well. He's super flashy. He's a great hockey player. Need him to start contributing a bit more on the points. I know he's got 7 points in 9 games. Would love a little more from him.
Off the draw, it comes to Young. He'll play it back to Marker. Young gets cross-checked down to the ice. Ryan will walk it back to the point. Plays it across for Pens. Charlie winds and fires, just didn't get much on that shot. Now it comes loose behind the net. Kalinin and Yarwood get tied up, and I think Kalinen's going to go off. Or actually, I wonder if they're going to get Yarwood here for a trip.
Looks like they're getting Kalinin here, as it looked like incidental contact, but Kalinin definitely got the stick out under Yarwood. No complaint from Anton Kalinin as he goes to the penalty box.
Well, and that'll negate the power play, and in 54 seconds, the Enforcers will have 1:06 of power play time. As we're still scoreless, 5:58 into what has become a convoluted first period. After that mess in front of the net, in front of Passingham, kind of delayed things for a good 5 minutes or so.
Well, we'll play 4-on-4 for 54 seconds, then it'll be 1:06 of power play time for Elmira.
It's Contrado, Pens, Marker, DeCristofaro, Hussey, Michaelis, Whitcomb, Yarwood for Elmira. Puck comes loose behind the Delaware net. Contrado battling there with Michaelis, and Michaelis is able to come away with it. Hudson plays it across, had Hussey in the slot, but the pass was just a little too far in front. Now DeCristofaro comes away with it. Plays it to Pens. Charlie Pens trying to skate out of his own zone. He's harassed there by Hussey, who's able to get it to Michaelis. Now Michaelis just muffs the pass. It's loose in his own zone. Marker comes up with it after a diving attempt for Whitcomb. Ryan will backhand it behind the net to Contrado. Contrado shovels a pass back to the point to DeCristofaro, trying to walk around Michaelis. Nice play there by 22. Throwing it in front. Marker wasn't home. Hussey couldn't get to it, and Pens is able to keep it in. 10 seconds left before we get to the power play for Elmira. And finally, the Enforcers able to settle it down as Yarwood gets it behind his own net, and Whitcomb looks to break out.
Here's the power play.
Steps around Marker. Now Ryan takes the puck from the red line. Walks in. Quick shot. Blocker saved by Passingham. And now Dustin Skinner walks it ahead. Hits Mafuz at center ice. Mafuz knifes it past Kieran Devine. Now Harrison in the circle. Tried to go cross ice. Kostyukov deflects the pass there, but can't get it out of the zone. Skinner harassed by Kostyukov. Still loose there near the blue line, and Igor is able to get it back to neutral zone all the way into the Elmira zone. 40 seconds on the man advantage for Elmira. 4:35 to play in a scoreless first period.
Great play by Igor Kostyukov there. Looked like he should have got it out on the first effort, but made a great play to dance it around. Waste a few more seconds of power play time.
Yarwood hands it off to Reynolds. Reynolds walks in, but the puck comes loose, and Ryan Marker's able to clear it all the way back down. We'll be down to 20 seconds as Passingham is forced there by McIntosh, and Dustin Skinner now plays it in the corner. He'll hand it off to Yarwood. Yarwood taps it back to Skinner. He'll slow it down, 10 seconds on the man advantage.
McIntosh is like the Energizer Bunny, isn't he? Every time he's out there, he's trying to make a play, whether it's in the defensive zone or the offensive zone, and he brings energy and life to this team.
Reynolds with a quick shot from the slot goes wide, and then he bangs with Kieran Devine. Puck comes loose to Mafuz. He'll play it back around behind the net. Harrison's there. He gets it along to Skinner. Skinner battling with McIntosh. Big size difference in that battle there, but McIntosh hauls Skinner down, and he's going to go off for a penalty. Probably going to be a hold here on McIntosh, and the Enforcers will go right back to the power play.
Well, this is where the game gets to me a little bit. You don't call anything the first 10 minutes, and then you call everything after something happens. You got to set the tone early as an official, and tonight I felt like that didn't happen, and now you're seeing everything getting called.
3:42 remaining. Enforcers will go back to the man advantage. Officially, they're 0 for 1 tonight.
Shortened power play, though.
Yep. So they'll get the full 2 minutes, plus they get the full time with Mafuz at the point. He was coming out of the box on that power play. They never really did get set up. He'll play along with Michaelis, Reynolds, Harrison, and Yarwood. Off the draw, Contrado wins, but it's back to the point to Yarwood. Yarwood holds there, hands it off to Michaelis. The puck movement on the power play last night was fantastic. Mafuz, quick one-timer from Michaelis. I think Taylor got a pad on that, and it goes off the wall and back to center.
Sometimes you're your own worst enemy on the power play. It was a good shot from Michaelis, but it just rims off the boards and all the way down and out.
Michaelis walks it back in with speed. Quick toe drag and a shot that Aaron Taylor is able to stick aside back to the corner. Poked there by Marker, but he can't get it past Reynolds. Now Harrison knocks it down, and Aaron Taylor is able to cover up with 3:11 to go and 1:29 on the man advantage.
3:11 to go, just like you said, in period number 1. It's been an interesting first period. We've seen a little bit of everything. Power plays, penalty kills, some good 5-on-5 action, 4-on-4. It's been a weird hockey game thus far.
It has, and it just hasn't found its rhythm yet, I don't think. Brendan Young wins the draw. It's back behind the net. Minucciello throws it off the near boards, nearly kept in by Yarwood, but he'll have to play it back to center. Throws it across to Mafuz. Mafuz walks in. Now a backhand one to the near boards. Back to the point. Reynolds throws one in front, deflected by Mafuz. Taylor makes the save, and then Michaelis throws it through the crease and wide. And it looks like it's going to come all the way back to center, and it does. Yarwood will track it down there. He backhands one ahead. Now Harrison will walk it in. To the circle. Harrison, pestered by Penns, has to backtrack, leaves it for Yarwood. Yarwood down low to Michaelis. Now they get that cycle going. Mafuz at the point. Fakes the shot, passes to Michaelis, waiting for Trackett, and then he fans on the shot. Penns is able to get it to the near boards, but Michaelis retrieves. So Elmira will try to reset. Michaelis atop the circle, plays it to Mafuz. They'll switch positions. Now down low to Yarwood. Yarwood walks it back to the top of the circle. Mafuz at the goal line, throws it in front, and a save by Aaron Taylor on a beautiful walk-in by Reynolds from the point. Got a shot. I don't think he got all of it there. It gave Taylor enough time to slide over and make the save.
You see Mafuz and Reynolds doing what they do best. Mafuz with great vision on the ice. Reynolds just can't get it by Aaron Taylor, who makes an absolutely phenomenal save with the, looked like blocker, then into his pads.
33 seconds left on the power play. Kyle Stevens, Tucker, Skinner come out. They'll join Mafuz and Yarwood on the back line. The Elmira Enforcers win the faceoff. Skinner in the circle. Now he'll play it behind. That's Kyle Stevens. Looking for a man in front. He finds one in a glove save. Taylor still loose in front, and it comes back to the point to Mafuz. His pass deflected by Marker. Contrado can't get it out, but now in a second effort, Devine nearly got out, but Yarwood with a great keep. Now Stevens walks behind the net. In front to Tucker, but that puck's in his skates. But still loose in the circle. Stevens left it for no one, and here comes Brandon Contrado trying to get a 2-on-1 with Marker. Contrado to Marker in front, and he scores!
What a play! What a play. Contrado back in his defensive zone finds Ryan Marker, his 10th of the season, 20th point for Ryan Marker. One of the top point getters in the league for a reason. The power play just expired for Elmira. It'll be an even strength goal, but what a play on the penalty kill, and it all starts with the save by Taylor.
And then Kyle Stevens is going to be kicking himself for that drop pass. He thought Yarwood was at the point, and he wasn't. Contrado jumps on it to set up that odd man rush. And it happens so many times when Ryan Marker gets a chance like that, he doesn't often miss the mark. So with 1:41 to play, the Thunder take a 1-0 lead. Off the draw, stalemate at center, puck comes loose and into the Elmira zone, and now ahead with it comes Sean Reynolds. Reynolds with a backhand pass looking for Hussey, and the puck comes loose at center. Here comes Jack Wang. Wang just throws it into the air and then takes a big hit from Skropolis. Puck bouncing in the circle. Comes to Jack Wang in the slot. Fans on the shot and then hands it back to Charlie Penns at the point. He walks in with a high riser. That goes over the goal and into the safety netting for another stoppage of play.
Charlie Penns finds some space, gets a shot towards the cage. Obviously a bit too high, but it'll be an offensive zone faceoff off the dome of Passingham. Good play by Jack Wang to intercept that pass. Unfortunately for him, just overskated the puck a step.
1:16 left here in the first period. Thunder up 1-0. Now looks like we're getting wholesale changes here. Although I wonder with all that penalty time, is this like officially now the media timeout? Because we had all those power plays. And obviously you can't do the media timeout during the power play.
I'm not sure what's going on here, because technically the media timeout might have been the in-between time there, but I'm not sure. I guess we're having our second one of the night, because I'm pretty sure the horn blew at 7:55 or 7:05.
Well, I think that might have been inadvertent, though, because that stoppage really was for that elongated conversation about whether to give Mafuz a double minor or not for the incident that happened in front of Passingham with Minucciello.
Well, riddle me crazy, because I have no clue what is happening.
This has certainly been the wildest period of the season thus far. At least that we've seen here at the Thunderdome.
Yes. Well, one thing we talked about was secondary scoring. Well, it didn't happen there. It's Ryan Marker, top point getter on the team. But, hey, they all count the same, obviously. It's a beautiful play from Contrado, who's been so fun to watch. And I like this defenseman to Cristofaro as well.
I like the fact that his willingness to shoot has gone up as the season has progressed. Threw one in front of the net. It deflected wide, but it gave the Thunder a chance to set up the forecheck. Now the puck comes loose. Whitcomb plays it to head. Harrison through center. Finds Michaelis with speed across the blue line. Toe drag. Shot save. Aaron Taylor as he catches it right in the breadbasket, and he'll hold for the faceoff. But that is a beautiful chance. I got to tell you, I've been really impressed with what I've seen from Hudson Michaelis. He has been great on the power play, and his speed through the neutral zone has really set up some good chances for Elmira this weekend.
Boy, he's fun to watch, Michaelis. They got a ton of players that are fun to watch, and And Michaelis reminds me of a guy, John Butita, who plays on Mentor. He does it all as well, and they are both two players that are so fun to watch. And we got to watch Mentor just this past week, and we saw how good Butita was as well.
Cristofaro with a good hit on Reynolds there, but he can't get him off the puck. As Sean gets to his feet and then plays it all the way back to the blue line. Across for Whitcomb. He'll wind and fire one high and wide. It goes off the glass and into the netting, and we'll get another stoppage of play with 39.2 ticks left in the first period.
Faceoff will stay deep in Thunder ice. Taylor might have got a piece of that. I'm not sure if he did. Looked like it went straight up and out of play, and Taylor's having a chat with the official. I don't think he touched that one bit.
I don't think he did either. I'm pretty sure that was high and wide, but irregardless, we're going to make, or I guess regardless, we're going to make the face-off in the Delaware zone. Michaelis will take it against Mac, although now the discussion continues, and I think they're going to bring the draw out of the zone, and rightfully so.
And the linesman comes in and says no,
Oh,
but the referee says, okay, we're coming back here.
Yep, now the referee is telling the linesman incorrect.
I'm with the linesman on this one. Team linesman.
I'm with you. We need a banner up here or something. Off the draw, Michaelis won it, but Whitcomb couldn't settle it down at the blue line, not to play it back to center. Across for J.T. Walters. He hits Harrison. Harrison plays it in for Michaelis. He'll walk into the circle. Shot save, Aaron Taylor. Using the glove to just pin that puck against his right shoulder. And we get another stop with 27 seconds to go. But again, it's Michaelis making things happen offensively for Elmira.
The rebound control from Aaron Taylor has been so good tonight. And it usually is, I should say. But tonight it's been extra special. And it's probably, what's the word I'm looking for? Slowed down a couple chances for the Elmira team that could have had a couple extra whacks in front.
Off the draw, Whitcomb plays it at the point, does a little pirouette, and then plays it in deep for Kyle Stevens. He's checked off the puck by Evan McIntosh, who plays it ahead to Brennan Young. He'll just backhand one back to center as we're under 15 seconds to play. Whitcomb picks it up there off the sidewall, gets it to Mafuz. Mafuz, Stevens walks into the circle. His pass down low to Mafuz, and now the net comes off. As barreling into the net went Kyle Stevens as he was manned up from Anucciello, and with 4.7 seconds to go, we'll get another faceoff.
Not sure if those two banging into each other had any impact on the net coming off, but the referee saying Taylor knocked it off with that left skate, which it looked like he did. It looked like he tried to push off, and he just knocked the net off, and Stevens came in a little bit late. But, hey, it's another good play by Aaron Taylor. He shuts it down, makes the reads very nicely. He always knows where the puck is, Aaron Taylor. You never see really him get beat because he's looking to find a puck, and it's just in.
But it does give Elmira a chance to try to set up a play off the faceoff with 4.7 seconds to go. Mafuz will take the draw with McIntosh. And now we get a whistle from behind the play. As they're going to throw McIntosh out of the circle.
Yeah, I thought so.
Brennan Young will have to take the draw. Mafuz wins it back. Tucker with a quick shot. That deflects, I believe, off McIntosh and goes wide. Whitcomb got a little mouthy with Charlie Penns, and now they're all coming together in the circle. McIntosh trying to get a piece of Tucker. Now here comes Yarwood. He's pulling Minucciello out of the pile. Whitcomb's trying to get out of there, but somebody's got a hold of his stick. Now here he comes. Actually, it was McIntosh and Mafuz that were getting face-to-face there. That's going to bring us to the end of what was kind of a weird and wacky, but at the end, pretty wildly entertaining first period of play.
Well, for the Thunder, they lead 1-0. Mafuz giving it to the refs as he leaves the ice. He's not happy about something. Not sure what, as just the last seconds expired in the offensive zone. But he's got a heavy duty on him tonight, being the coach. But he did not look happy coming off the ice there in a 1-0 Thunder lead.
I almost think, I wonder if based upon what we've seen the last 2 days, maybe he's just not happy to be in Delaware. Because he hasn't seemed happy, aside from when he put that puck over the shoulder of Aaron Taylor to give Elmira the lead.
And what a shot it was.
It absolutely was. So only one goal scored. It was Ryan Marker with a helper from Brandon Contrado, and I believe that'll be the only assist on that goal. Ryan Marker's 10th of the season. Obviously, he leads the Thunder in goals. Brandon Contrado leads Delaware in points, so that gives the Thunder a 1-0 lead at the end of the first period. A lot of weird penalties, a lot of weird stoppages. Just seemed like we were struggling to get any kind of a rhythm into that period of play. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break here, and then when we come back, we'll give you a chance to meet some of the Delaware Thunder pack. We'll look around the other scores from the Federal Hockey League and get you all set for action in the second period. Gary Schofield along with Mike Basile. 1-0 Delaware Thunder after one period of play. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. And welcome back to Thunderdome. We're in the first intermission with the Delaware Thunder leading the Elmira Enforcers 1-0 on a almost shorthanded goal, but the penalty time had expired, so it turns out to be an even strength tally for Ryan Marker, his 10th of the season, assisted by Brandon Contrato, and that's where we sit after the first 20 minutes. Before the game tonight, Mike Basile and myself had an opportunity to head out into the parking lot to meet some of the Thunder's biggest fans. If you've been here since opening night, you've noticed the banners up. If you're looking from our vantage point, it would be to the left side of the center ice arena. The banners that say Thunder Pack. The group is growing, and we wanted to meet those guys and find out what makes them tick and why they love the Delaware Thunder so much. And, man, did we have a fun time doing that. All right, so we're here with Stephen and Kenneth, who are part of the often imitated, never duplicated, original Thunder Pack. So, Stephen, we'll start with you, brother, since you've been pointed out as the originator of the Thunder Pack. Tell me how this whole group started and what's been so fun about it for you.
So, Kenny had the idea that there's a team coming to Harrington, hockey teams, and he got us all tickets, and we went. And the very first night, we're sitting together in the stands, and I said, hey, we're the Thunder Pack. And it just stuck, and ever since then, we've just been every game, getting loud, getting crazy.
Now, are there any qualifications that it takes to become a member of the Thunder Pack? Is there an initiation process? How does that work?
There's a Facebook page, and we got questions on there. You guys sit with us at the, if you want to sit with us at the games, we're respectful, no profanity, we clean up after ourselves. We support the team and win or loss.
The whole game.
The whole game, no fair weather fans, and that's about it, really.
Fantastic. So, Kenneth, I hear you're the guy that's been the spearhead of starting a Facebook group and trying to grow the Thunder Pack. How's it gone so far?
It's actually gone really well. We have, I think, up to 54 members on the Facebook group. I just made an Instagram and Twitter last night, too. So we're trying to build that up, and we just want people to come out and support the Thunder. We don't care who the original Thunder Pack is, what everybody wants to say. We're here to support the Thunder, and that's what we want to do. We want to help build the brand because Delaware hockey is here. It's alive, and people want to come and see it.
So what's the handle for Instagram and Twitter if anybody wants to follow?
It should be Delaware Thunder, but I don't have my phone on me. But I did put up QR codes on the on the Thunder Pack Facebook so that you can go ahead and find it right through there.
That's phenomenal. So, who are your favorite Thunder players thus far into the season?
Well, you can hear me yelling, "I love Jack." So Jack is definitely my favorite fan. I'm his biggest fan. But we love the whole team. Marker, Pens, Basie's definitely probably a big one for us.
Yeah.
Stonehands is what we call him.
Yeah, we call Basie Stonehands. He's a fighter. So.
All right. Well, let me get you. So it was great meeting those guys, and I believe the Instagram and the Twitter handle is at Delaware Thunder Pack. But you can also look them up on Facebook. You can ask to join their group. The reason why we wanted to really talk to them and meet them is because, and Mike, you're not really as familiar with this because you joined us as the season began, but when the announcement came that Charlie Pens was bringing the Delaware Thunder here to Harrington, there was a lot of skepticism. At the time, I was hosting a daily sports talk show, and I would hear a lot of people asking me, do you think it can work? Do you think there are enough hockey fans here in southern Delaware especially to support this team? And the thing that really stuck out to me from night number one, and the Thunder Pack was the first visual part of that, but, man, there are a lot more hockey fans than I think we ever imagined here in the first 8, and I'm pretty sure this thing can work and will work.
I think it's awesome. I've been to, this is now my fifth home game of the season with the Delaware Thunder, and every game you don't know what you're going to get. And I don't mean that from the fans coming in the door. Right. I mean what you're going to get from our incredible fans. They're funny in a good way. They taunt the opposing team, but it's always respectfully.
Right.
And I talk to some of the Delaware guys. They love when they go to Mentor, Elmira, wherever it is. They love to hear it. They love it. It makes the atmosphere that much better. So by that happening, it just makes this place awesome. It's a little arena, sure, but it's our little arena, and they love it, and they take advantage of it. They make this place so loud, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of the loudest arenas here in the FHL.
It's certainly been a great experience thus far. If you haven't had a chance to come out to a Thunder game yet, I would highly encourage you to do so. Of course, the Thunder will be back home December 13th and 14th, as they're going to be on the road the next couple of weekends. But they'll be back here, and the top team in the Eastern Division will be here, the Watertown Wolves. So it's a good weekend for you to come out. As we look around what's happening around the FPHL as we get set for second period action, Carolina is all over Columbus tonight. That game actually faced off at 6 o'clock. Carolina up 7-0. Port Huron beat Mentor last night Menor is up tonight. It's 3-2 with 15-14 left in the second period there. The Danbury Hat Tricks are again getting the best of the Battle Creek Rumblebees. They just added another goal as it's 6-2. Danbury there as they try to chase down Carolina in the West. And the other game that's in action tonight, Danville is at Watertown. And that game is scoreless as they're in the first period. And, of course, our score here, 1-0 Delaware. I know we talked a little bit during the action about what kind of a weird period that was. As you mentioned, it seemed like the referees were kind of putting their hands up and letting them play early on. And then from the first penalty that was called against Kyle Stevens, after that, it was like, wait a minute, we can't let them do anything.
Yeah, and I don't know what was better, because you had the complaints for the non-calls, and you had even more complaints when you made the calls, but that's hockey. These refs knew what they signed up for, and, I think they are doing a good job tonight. I have to say that they are. I think letting them go early, I like that. You don't want the first 10 minutes like yesterday where it was penalty, penalty, penalty.
Right.
But then, the game did start to get a little out of hand when Passingham jumped on Wang, and McIntosh might have gave him a little nudge there also. Like we said, we couldn't see much from up here on the Minichiello part, but it looked like it could have been a little sketchy. You usually don't just jump people for no reason.
Right.
It's usually because something happens. So, yeah, we saw a little bit of a different two halves of a period, and a lot of times that happens, we've seen. Like yesterday, the first 10 minutes, all Elmira in the first period. Then it's 1-1, all Delaware the second half. So we'll see what we expect in the second period. I don't know what to expect in the second period. I wish I could help you out. Gary, you see anything you could see?
Here's one thing I can tell you that you should expect is that the goaltending is going to be stellar. Troy Passingham has been really good this weekend. And Aaron Taylor, you mentioned this about midway through the first period. He has at times struggled with rebound control. I go back to the weekend Columbus was here. The opening night, there were a couple of second, third chance opportunities that led to goals. I saw it also when Carolina was in town. Second, third opportunities. And he's been getting better and better and better. And tonight, rebound control has been phenomenal. So that's one thing I can tell you that I am expecting to see as this game moves forward is the goaltending is going to be phenomenal.
And I tell you, Aaron Taylor's got to be one of my favorite guys to watch play in the entire FHL. And it's weird. You like to watch a goalie? Heck yeah, I like to watch a goalie.
Well, you got goalie's blood,
yes,
too.
Yes, I do. But, I mean, if you're a Delaware Thunder fan, you see this crowd. They love Aaron Taylor. They love when he makes a big save. And even if it's just a simple blocker save, they're all cheering him on. So Aaron Taylor, for me, is one of the best Thunder players. And I'll tell you why. Every single night he comes to play. And it doesn't matter the score. If Delaware's up 6-0 or they're down 6-0, Aaron Taylor's going to give you his performance every night, and I love that about Aaron Taylor.
And if you needed to know anything about his mental makeup, just go back to last weekend. Friday night, Mender's in town, doesn't play well, gets pulled in the second period after giving up 4 goals on 18 shots. And then he turns around Saturday night and is a wall, makes 51 saves, sets a Thunder record, and leads the Thunder to a victory in Mentor. We got just a few seconds before we get things going here for period number 2. So I know that a lot of folks were maybe expecting some fisticuffs, a lot of fireworks early on in this game. You made the call in the pregame that you thought it would be not as aggressive early on, and it actually played out that way. For anybody who's just tuning in who was wondering why did you think it wouldn't happen?
I was just thinking because of yesterday, you have one of the same officials out there who knows what happened yesterday. He's not going to stand for any of that. And those penalties early that could have been called, like we talked about in the first, but if you did miss it, they were all either a trip, a cross-check, nothing, roughing or anything like that. But we'll see what happens here. And you talked about Aaron Taylor's mind makeup quickly. If you missed the interview I had with him after the win in Mentor, we just talked a little about on the back of his stick, he's just got a few positive notes that he looks at if times are getting tough out there. And I love that about Aaron Taylor.
That's awesome. You can check that out on the Delaware Thunder Facebook page. It's where you can keep up with, or you can just subscribe to the YouTube channel. We typically put those videos up there as well. Ryan Marker, that was 50 scores! Ryan Marker! His second of the night, his 11th of the season. Here I am talking about YouTube. Ryan Marker says, I'm trying to make this a 2-goal game.
Ryan Marker does indeed. It starts with Brandon Contrado. No surprise at all. These two are phenomenal together. Eric Masters on the line as well. Helps get it out of the zone. He'll get an assist on the play. What a play for the Delaware Thunder, and you love it from Ryan Masters. He uses the defenseman as a screen, Yarwood as a screen, and blows it by Passingham.
Off the draw, Masters walks across the blue line, gets a weak shot in on Passingham, who will cover up. So just 20 seconds into the second period, you know that's not how Elmira wanted to get things started here. A 2-goal lead is, and I know this is going to sound silly, but it's true. It's such a big difference as opposed to a 1-goal lead in the way you can attack the opposing team.
Right, but Delaware has to be smart now. 2-goal lead is considered the worst lead in hockey. I disagree, but they say that it is. So now you play a little more aggressive, and you don't want to get beat back in the D zone.
After a good chance from Wang, another good chance coming the other way from Sean Reynolds, but his shot goes high and wide. Yarwood keeps it the blue line, and as he tries to get it further, Evgeny Demon knocks that down, but then his pass out is intercepted by Yarwood, and he'll walk it back in. Tries the toe drag around to Cristofaro, but gets the shoulder. Did get the puck into the slot, but Reynolds couldn't get it out of his skates. Now a race with Kalinin and Whitcomb. Whitcomb gets to it first. He plays it along, but Evgeny Demon is there. He spins away from a hit from Michaelis and gets it to Kieran Devine. In the slot, Wang with a backhand shot, and that's patted away by Passingham. Into the corner, though, Wang got to it first. Pass from Galinin goes into the circle, but nobody was home. And here comes Mafuz the other way. He'll hand it off to Reynolds. Reynolds through the circle, throws one in front. Was looking for Mafuz, didn't get much on it. And it just goes wide through the slot there across the near wall. And the Thunder come back the other way, where Kalinin loses at the blue line. That puck's played off the rafters, and that'll lead to a face-off.
It'll be a face-off deep in Elmira ice, and sometimes that short ceiling is the beneficiary for Delaware, or it could hurt them very much. Aaron Taylor speaking with Igor Kostyakov in the defensive zone. I like that from Aaron Taylor, too. He's a leader back there. If he sees something from the defenseman, hey, watch this back door so we don't get burned.
Stevens, Mafuz, Tucker, Clark, and Walters. And then we get a whistle as the puck was dropped a little early before the linesman was set. McIntosh, Young, Minucciello. Actually, McIntosh getting thrown out of the circle again. Devine and Kostyakov on the defense for the Thunder. Face-off win by Brennan Young. Kostyakov with the shot, but it's blocked by Mafuz. Kieran Devine's able to collect it at center, and he'll throw it into the Elmira zone. Puck comes loose. Brennan Young in the circle. His quick shot. Hansay passing him on the rebound. He scores! Evan McIntosh on the doorstep. Hammers one home and makes it 3-0 Thunder.
How about the start to the second? Not even 2 minutes in. 3-0 Delaware. Brendan Young and Minucciello make the play happen at the blue line, and McIntosh buries it in front. That's the veteran McIntosh, one of the older guys on this team, but he works hard, and he's rewarded with a goal. 3-0 Thunder.
That's McIntosh's first tally of the season. And you and I were talking before the game today, through 9 games, the Thunder had only had 7 different goal scorers. Make it 8 as McIntosh joins that list. Off the draw, Hussey wins it. Skinner in a race with Kostyakov. Igor gets there first and plays it into the Elmira zone. Jordan Clark plays it out. Devine gives Skropolis the body on the red line, and Aaron Taylor will play it along. But Skinner's there, but it goes right under his stick. Now a shot from the blue line by Walters goes wide. A big hit on the far boards against Skinner by Connell Helly. Gavin Connell Helly is glad to body it around and just happy to be back on the ice right now. Puck comes loose at center. Stolen away from Skinner, but he can't get it through Kieran Devine. Now Marker will play it ahead. Connell Helly into the zone. He'll try to backhand it into the slot, but a nice play by Walters to get the puck away there. But then the clearing attempt is intercepted. Connell Helly bodied at the blue line by Skinner, and the Enforcers are able to play it forward. Skropolis now at the red line. Now Hussey got into the zone earlier, and now Skropolis has to backtrack. But his backhand pass goes to Hussey. They're onside now. Yarwood, nice feed to Skinner. His shot deflects off the skate of Charlie Penns. But Yarwood's able to keep it in for Elmira. Tried to backhand it further. Kostyakov brings it the other way for Delaware. Kostyakov, backhand pass. Marker with a shot and a nice pad save that time by Passingham. Puck loose into the corner. Clearing attempt knocked down by Marker. He'll throw one in, and it's deflected by Vortinoff. Kostyakov trying to play it back to the blue line. And now Reynolds loses control. It goes back behind the Elmira net. Yarwood will play it there. He's bothered by Wang, but is able to backhand it ahead to Skinner, and he'll get out of the zone. He'll pass it ahead to Reynolds. He walks in looking for a trailer. Finds Skinner. Shot, score! On a great setup from Reynolds. Skinner goes top shelf and gets Elmira on the board with 16:43 to go.
Well, it's a quick change of pace. Anton Kalina not happy, yelling at the Elmira bench as they had a lot to say after the goal. But it's a great play. It's a great feed to Reynolds, and he makes no mistake over the glove of Aaron Taylor. 3-1. We've already seen 3 goals in just over 3 minutes.
I like the patience that Reynolds showed when he walked in the zone. He came in the zone 1-on-2. He was outnumbered, and he just kind of slowed himself down along the near boards and was waiting for that trailer, and Skinner didn't miss. On the draw, Michaelis wins another. He has been a monster in the circle for Elmira this weekend, and now the puck comes to him in the neutral zone. He'll walk in, fires one on Taylor. He's able to stick that one aside. Reynolds gets to the rebound, though, tries to leave it for Michaelis, still loose along the far wall. Now it comes to DeCristofaro, and he'll calmly play it around behind his own net to Kieran Devine. Devine ahead to Kalinin. Kalinin throws it off the near wall, but Yurasef is there. Puck goes off the stick of Demon and into the Elmira zone, so no icing. Novosel plays it along. Kalinin's there, gets it to Wang. Wang off of Kalinin. Kalinin collects it behind the net. Now he'll turn in the circle. Still has the puck and continues to hold, skating around Elmira defenders. Now he gets it to Evgeny Demon. Demon taps it along. It's loose behind the net. He's trying to get it right back to Kalinin. Instead, Novosel comes away with it.
Kalinin with a good shift here. Would have loved to see him put a shot towards the cage or move that puck a little quicker, but had a good shift in the offensive zone. Now Elmira back the other way.
Michaelis walks it in, trying to get Reynolds in the slot. Good D by Jack Wang, but then he loses control. Reynolds picks it up. He'll walk into the slot. Quick shot goes off the glove of Taylor. Clearing attempt was knocked down by Reynolds, and now Michaelis steals it away from Demon. He's walled off by Kieran Devine, and Demon's able to get it ahead, looking for Kalinin, and only got it to the red line. And Elmira will play it back in where DeCristofaro now turns. He'll look to skate through the neutral zone. He plays it ahead, finds Brennan Young. Young walks in through the circle, back to DeCristofaro, threw it in front, but a good defensive play by Tucker, who intercepted that backhand pass. McIntosh was open for what would have been his second of the night, but Tucker denied the entry and then just threw it into the Delaware bench.
Looked like Bobby Walls got hit up on the bench there for the Delaware Thunder. He went quickly to the locker room as he was looking at the change going on from the Thunder, and the puck just got him up high.
Bobby's a good guy. We hope it didn't sting too badly. McIntosh on the draw with Stevens here. They come to a stalemate in the circle. Whitcomb will skate in and take it away and just go back behind the net. Now he's forced by Minucciello to play it along, and they'll fight for it along the near wall. McIntosh is able to pinch it deep. Minucciello, as the Thunder look to get the cycle game going, getting a little more physical in the corner. Big hit there by Kyle Stevens, knocked Minucciello off the puck. But now the puck comes loose at center. Here comes Tucker the other way. Backhand pass across for Mafuz. Works around Pens, throws it in front. Kostyakov had Tucker marked well, but then the puck comes to Yarwood. Shot from the point, just sitting in front after the pad save from Taylor. And the Thunder are able to clear. This one's not going to go past the goal line for icing, as it just didn't have enough steam. Whitcomb will collect, and they'll look to go the other way with 14:30 to go.
That's one of those positional saves by Aaron Taylor. He had no clue where that puck was. Got down, got as big as possible, and made a great save.
Mafuz with a little chip ahead to Stevens. Stevens drops it back to Mafuz, right in the high slot. Back to Stevens with a shot that goes wide. And now Minucciello trying to get back out of the zone, but he turns it over, back loose, and here's Skropolis who picks it up. Now he'll try to throw it behind for Stevens. That pass too hot to handle, and it comes loose in the corner. Mafuz gets there first, but in his pass back to the point, intercepted by Brennan Young, who throws it back through the neutral zone, and Skropolis carries it back for Elmira. He'll skate around McIntosh, walks right into the high slot. Quick shot that goes off the leg of Pens. Rebound from Mafuz goes wide, and now the net comes off its moorings, and we get another stop with 13:50 to go.
How good has Elmira been since that goal? The Delaware Thunder scored that third goal from McIntosh, and it seemed like that ignited a fire in the Enforcers. They have been so good since, and that's what happens. You score that goal, you don't want to sit back, but you just feel you have the lead, and you're feeling a little more comfortable. But Elmira made them feel uncomfortable again.
I think Jordan Clark is saying that Kostyakov shouldn't have been able to come in for the change. Not sure why. It wasn't an icing.
If the net's knocked off by the goaltender, usually not allowed. They try and do it the same. But at this point, you know, Kostyakov's got a little bit of a break in him anyway, so we'll see.
Right.
And we're good.
13:50 to play. Hussey and Contrano on the draw. Brandon wins it. Pens over skates as he was manned by Skinner, the goal scorer. Contrano's able to backhand it out to center. Jordan Clark plays there for Elmira. Walters. Cross-ice pass to Skinner. Skinner tried to get it across to Skropolis, but instead he found Eric Masters. Masters along the near wall. Now he'll just loft one into the Elmira zone, into the corner. Clark and Contrano go. Clark got there first and was able to play it along to Walters. He gets hit by Masters. Puck loose to Skinner. He plays it along the near wall. DeCristofaro will backhand it ahead. Marker now at the red line. He turns, and again, he'll just loft it into the corner again. They'll try to beat Walters to it, but they can't. Nice play ahead by Clark to Skinner. Skinner backhands it ahead for Hussey, but instead he got Contrado. Masters gets it to Marker. Marker walks in, shot right off the pad of Passingham, and then the rebound by Masters went back to center, and here comes Skinner and Skropolis the other way. Drop pass to Skropolis. He fires one, that's deflected into the corner by Devine. Skinner got to it first, though, as the cycle game now working for Elmira. Skropolis back behind the net. Looks to reverse course, and he does. Gets around to Cristofaro. Now he'll play it back the other way for Yarwood at the point. Yarwood walks it back, backhands it right into the slot, and Daniel De Cristofaro just lofts that one back to center. Yarwood will glove it down, and a quick pass to Skropolis right back into the Delaware zone. He'll play it into the corner. De Cristofaro will get it there, throws it around the wall, but can't get it out. It deflects off of Whitcomb, and now Contrado's pass across for Marker. He walks it, quick shot right into the breadbasket of Passingham. Rebound was there, but no Thunder were home, and now here come the Enforcers the other way. Harrison across ice, just under the stick of Whitcomb, but now he'll wind and fire one from the sideboards. It's loose. Taylor slides across and is able to get a body on it, but also knock the net off as well. 12:06 to play, and we'll get a face-off to the right of Aaron Taylor.
And Aaron Taylor taking a look at that post. He by no means meant to knock that net off. He looked and said, "But what's going on?" And I'm telling you, it's got to be something here. It's got to be something about that post, because in particular, it seems like it's this net on this side most of the time.
12:06 to go. Contrado will face off with Hudson Michaelis, who's been fantastic on the face-off draws this weekend. Of course, I jinx him as he loses the draw, but then it looks like the Thunder ice the puck, and they do, so they'll do it again back in front of Aaron Taylor.
He just got another chance to win one now for you, Gary, because he's like, oh, this guy up here, man, he's giving me the fits tonight.
Well, it's funny, too. As they're skating back, Aaron Taylor kind of throws his hands up at Daniel De Cristofaro, like, what are you doing? We just did this. Contrado again on the draw. Michaelis almost won that one, but Brandon got to the puck first and is able to get it back to center. Whitcomb is able to knife that one away from Marker, and here comes Reynolds. Reynolds, side angle shot, saved by Taylor. Back to center, Marker couldn't settle the puck down, and Yarwood did a nice job to keep it away from the Thunder goal scorer, and they'll just play it back into the Delaware zone. Enforcers will change, and now Daniel De Cristofaro will backpedal a bit in his own zone. Can't clear the zone, though, as Michaelis throws it in front. Mafuz tried to find Reynolds, and a nice sliding play by De Cristofaro to knock that pass down. Now they'll clear the zone, but it goes through Marker. This one's going to go on Passingham, though, so no icing. Whitcomb will recover. Play behind the net there for Elmira. Go ahead.
De Cristofaro definitely known for his offensive play, but defensively tonight he's been so good.
Mafuz walks right into the high slot, throws one back towards the net. It goes through the crease and wide. And now Wang tried to clear, but it's kept by Walters. Tried to find Mafuz on the backhand, but he couldn't settle the puck down, but he is able to play it along deeper. Tucker overskates, gives Demon a chance to get there, and he does. Now Wang has it deflected away from him by Walters, and it comes to Mafuz in the corner, right in front to Tucker, and that shot went off the pad of Taylor, and he had no idea where it was. It's loose in the corner again, and Tucker again reversing course, marked by Demon. Evgeny Demon then loses the puck from Kyle Stevens, backhanded by Mafuz right back in front, and Charlie Penns plays it back to center, but quickly Elmira comes back the other way. Novosel will carry it in. Walks into the high slot. His shot knocked down by Penns. It's in skates. Tucker trying to get it away from Demon and can't. And Evgeny Demon will reverse course behind the Delaware zone.
It's a heck of a play by Charlie Penns. Look at Demon dance through a couple D-man. Here comes Kalinin.
He'll walk into the Elmira zone. Into the high slot. His shot's deflected. Just sitting there, though. Wang throws it from a weird angle. Passingham's able to make the save, but they can't get it out of the zone. Demon gets it back to Kalinin. Tucker takes a shot at him. Kalinin walks into the high slot. His shot knocked down by Walters. It's at the side of the net and still loose. Novosel finally gets to it. Plays it off the wall. McIntosh clears, but then he's bodied off the puck by Tucker, and it comes back to center. Evans' backhander goes off of Kyle Stevens, and then it was in the skates of Jack Wang. McIntosh now at the blue line, but Kalinin stepped in just a hair early, and the Thunder are offside.
Puck was bouncing a bit on Evan McIntosh. He tried to spin with it, but unfortunately the first spin around, he just lost it and brought Kalinin offside.
That'll bring us to our media timeout. I was trying to quickly get you a couple of scores from around the FPHL while we have a moment. Of course, it's 3-1 Delaware here. Carolina up on Columbus. That score is now 8-0. Mentor trying to get back on Port Huron tonight. They're up 4-2. Danbury up 6-2 on Battle Creek, and Watertown has broken a scoreless tie with a goal late in the first period. They lead the Danville Dashers 1-0. Again, that was our score at the end of one period, but just like lightning, the Thunder scored twice early on here in the second. The Enforcers have answered with a goal by Dustin Skinner that made it 3-1. That's where we stand here with 9:46 to play.
And as we see, we've seen the pushback from the Elmira Enforcers, and it's been a very good pushback. Aaron Taylor's been good, obviously led up the one goal, but you can't blame him for that one. It was a great setup by the Enforcers. And Passingham's had to make a couple good saves. And after giving up 3, he could have just rolled over, but he hasn't. He's kept his team in it with a couple big saves, especially that one on Kalina that hit his own defenseman and changed direction on him.
McIntosh wins the draw, but it's in the skates of Minucchiello, and it's still just sitting at the blue line. Hussey able to kick it ahead, but Patrick Tondel plays it there. Of course, Tondel playing on the blue line tonight with no Alex Basie in the lineup. Puck comes loose. Brennan Young is able to get it. Plays it ahead to McIntosh through center. He takes a shot. It's knocked down by Yarwood. It's loose in the slot. Now it's just sitting loose near the blue line, but it gets back to center. Brennan Young will just shovel it back to Tondel, and now Kieran Devine plays for Delaware. He gets it to Tondel. Patrick will fire it in from the red line. It'll wind all the way around. McIntosh and Whitcomb come together, but Brennan Young gets the puck. He goes around the net. Thought he would look for the wraparound, but instead just skates back to the circle, takes a wide shot, and I think it deflected off Yarwood and went off the wall. Now here comes Skropolis the other way. 2-on-1 developing for Elmira. Skropolis and Hussey. Skropolis with the shot and a glove save by Aaron Taylor. And with 8:58 to go, it's still 3-1.
I like how Patrick Tondel played that defensively. Not normally a defenseman in a 2-on-1. Give Aaron Taylor the shot, take away the pass, make him deal with one thing, not have to think about 2.
And I almost wonder if Skropolis will wish he had passed, because Hussey had the side of the net. But as you said, Tondel was in really good position. 8:58 to go. It's 3-1. The Enforcers will make a change. They'll go with Michaelis Harrison, who scored a goal last night, and Reynolds, who also scored the empty netter last night for the Enforcers. It's Yarwood and Whitcomb on the blue line. Off the draw, and almost came free to Michaelis there right in front of Taylor. He was pestered a bit by DeCristofaro, and they were able to clear it back to center. Harrison kicks it ahead to Michaelis. He comes around DeCristofaro with speed, walks in front with a shot. Good poke check there by Taylor. Puck still loose, though, behind the net. Contrado will chase. He throws it right to Harrison. Walks in front. His shot saved. Rebound, score! Andrew Harrison on an ill-advised backhand pass from Contrado, who gave it right to Harrison in the circle. Walked in front. Aaron Taylor was able to make the first save, but not the second.
That just can't happen. You can't have that. And after the turnover, Harrison had all the time in the world to go to the front of the net, make a play, and bury the backhand right after it. You can't blame Aaron Taylor at all. He made the first save. Second one sat in the slot for a little bit and poked over the pad.
You saw Contrado just turn to his teammates and said, "My fault, boys." 3-2 now our score with 8:36 to go. Contrado wins the draw. Gets it back to Kieran Devine, who plays it across to the captain, Charlie Pence. His pass off the stick of Masters. Now it comes loose in the circle. Contrado, quick shot. Goes high over the glove side of Passingham. Off the back wall. Now throws it from the corner. And nearly came through the slot, deflected. Now it's loose along the near wall, and here comes Kyle Stevens for Elmira. He'll play it ahead to Mafuz. He's one-on-one with Pens. Tries to skate through. Puck comes loose, and Taylor plays it ahead. Nice touch pass from Contrado to Eric Masters, and he'll backhand one into the Elmira zone. Passingham will settle it down there.
Seems like Masters has been a good fit for these guys. He's a little bit more physical than the rest of the line. He'll work a good passing game as well, and he always makes the smart play, does Eric Masters.
Walters plays it to Jordan Clark. Now he fumbles the pass behind his own net. Forcing the play there is Ryan Marker, and now Tucker has to get involved, and he gets it to Stevens. Back across, pass was a bit behind Tucker's. That slowed him down for a step, but he walks in. Takes a shot deflected by Kieran Devine to the corner. Stevens plays it along. Devine tries to get it further, but Mafuz forced him right in front. Tucker with another shot at it on the backhand, and Taylor's able to get the blocker on that, and now Marker will play it out. He takes a hit for his troubles from Mafuz, but here comes Contrado. Contrado walks in. Backhands one from the circle, but that goes right into the defenseman, but it comes back to Contrado, and he throws it behind the net. There's Wang back in front for Contrado. His shot's knocked down. A second whack at it, throws it back into the far corner where Marker and Tucker will battle for it. At the blue line, DeCristofaro went to pinch, but then he fans on the pass, and here comes a 3-on-1 for Elmira. Stevens and Mafuz. Stevens waits, shoots, score! Kyle Stevens, top shelf, and the Enforcers have come all the way back to tie this game at 3.
What a play by Stevens. He makes the play at the blue line. We are all tied at 3, and that 3-0 lead went down pretty quickly for the Delaware Thunder, and I think the Thunder want to know where that hook on to Cristofaro from behind was, but it wasn't there. Now we got to see how the Thunder respond.
3-3 the score now with 6:59 to play. Kyle Stevens gets the goal to Cristofaro after fanning on the shot at the blue line. Set up the odd man rush for Elmira, and Stevens didn't miss. Demon and Hussey on the draw. Hussey wins it back. Passingham will settle it down for Yarwood. Yarwood plays it up to Skinner. Skinner's a goal scorer tonight. Now he'll just loft one into the Delaware zone, gloved down by Kostyakov. He plays it to Kalinin. His pass knocked down by Hussey, and Delaware's got to regroup. Cristofaro gets it back through center. Whitcomb will play at the Elmira blue line. His pass ahead's deflected by Hussey. Skropolis comes away with it. His cross-ice pass goes off a stick and into the far corner. Skinner comes away with it, though. He'll walk behind the net, throws one into the slot, nobody home. Here comes Kalinin the other way. Ahead for Jack Wang. Back to Kalinin at the blue line. Quick rising shot. Goes over Passingham and into the corner. Kostyakov forces the play there, and now Kalinin comes away with it in the corner. Works around one man, into the high slot. Quick shot and a blocker saved by Passingham. And then the rebound is walked away by Whitcomb. He goes up way high onto Cristofaro, and Christian Whitcomb's going to go to the box for roughing.
That is a bad hit onto Cristofaro. That's way up high, as he appears to be okay going over to the bench here, but that shot, I should say, was up high onto Cristofaro, and Whitcomb was involved in some festivities yesterday, we can say, as well.
So this is a perfect opportunity for the Thunder to respond after giving up the 3-0 lead, if they can put one in on the power play here and get that lead back.
And I tell you, back to the goal, to Cristofaro, that's a tough play. The puck's bouncing, and it looks like he get yanked a bit from behind. That's a tough call, though, to make, obviously, for the official there.
Demon, Kalinin, Contrado, Marker, and Pens. That's the power play group out. Faceoffs won by Elmira, and then the clearing attempt goes right up into the netting, but must have hit the glass first, as that faceoff will come out of the Enforcer zone.
I believe it actually hit Contrado's stick on the way out, and that's why it wasn't. I don't think it got any glass. Those boards are a little low over there anyway. I don't like that.
Demon and Stevens again on the faceoff. Demon wins this one cleanly this time back to Ryan Marker. Charlie Pens will walk into the Elmira zone as the Thunder look to set up their power play. Now it's Kalinin. He'll go below the goal line, around behind the net, and they just let him skate around. Now back to Marker at the point. Marker to Kalinin. He'll turn, shoots one, and it deflects off Yarwood off the safety netting, and we'll get another faceoff.
Anton Kalinин's just a step away, isn't he? He's so close to getting that first goal in a Thunder uniform. He's playing so well tonight, too. You got to think he could be a difference maker in this one.
Yeah, the way he's handled the puck tonight has been really eye-opening. Getting a little more ice time each and every game, and now on the power play unit. Off the draw, Stevens wins it. Marker can't keep it in. It's loose at center. Charlie Pens will have to recover. Minute and a half to go on the power play. Charlie, pressured from behind by Stevens. He calmly plays it back to Ryan Marker. Now Mafuz will pressure the play. Ryan will backpedal away from that. 1:15 to go. Ryan skates around Mafuz. Now he stops. Plays it across for Kalinin at the red line. Anton walks in. Backhand pass, and Genny Demon. Back to Pens at the point. Pens plays it off the boards to Kalinin. Kalinin back to Pens, fakes the shot, but his pass for Kalinin's off the mark, and Contrado has to play it. Now right at the goal line, Contrado has it. To Marker from a wide angle, goes off the side of the net. Charlie Pens will be able to keep it there at the blue line. He throws one in on Passingham, and that seemed like a quick whistle, but the puck was in Passingham's pads, and we'll get another faceoff.
Bouncing around in Passingham's pad, he had it, but yeah, that puck barely hit him by the time the whistle had blown.
Faceoff will come to his right. Second unit out now for the Thunder. Brennan Young, Evan McIntosh, Jack Wang, Minucciello back on the point, along with DeCristofaro. Reynolds on the draw for Elmira. Yarwood was able to get Wang off the puck, but could not get the puck out of the zone. Jack Wang on the far wall, gets it to Cristofaro at the point. His shot is deflected by Reynolds. Hussey's able to get it out, and now Reynolds comes through the neutral zone with speed, one-on-one with Cristofaro. Good poke check there by Daniel. Puck still loose, though, and Reynolds is able to win that battle as well. Puck still loose in the corner. Now Reynolds goes to a knee, but still controlling the play. McIntosh takes a hit along the near wall. Play continues. Puck comes loose. Now we get a whistle as Mac is down.
That was a blatant high stick right there, right to the face of McIntosh.
And apparently a high stick that might have cut Evan as well. But there's no arm in the air, so no penalty coming. 19 seconds left in the man advantage here. McIntosh asking the officials, how do you miss that?
He is bleeding from the mouth.
Yep.
And Walter's actually asking him if he's okay. I'm not sure if it was Walter's stick who got up, but he must have saw the blood and said, hey, are you all right?
It had to be Reynolds. He was the one that was doing all the work there in the corner for Elmira. And what a great single effort to kill off valuable power play time by the Elmira forward. And now the referee having a discussion with Charlie Penns. I think Charlie's asking, how do you not call that? But it's one of those things. I mean, it happened in the first period to an Elmira player who took a stick high. He wasn't bleeding, but there was no call there either.
Well, now they got to get the blood off the ice, which obviously the officials now know something really did happen.
Right. And that's, you know, hindsight, as they say, is always 20/20. Once a play is over, you don't have that arm up, you can't go back and say, yeah, I guess we should have called one. It just doesn't work that way.
Right, 19 seconds to the power play, 3-3 game. Gotta give Elmira a ton of credit for this comeback. They were phenomenal. After that third goal, after Evan McIntosh scored, they turned the whole tide of the game around. And not many teams can do that. A lot of teams go down 3-0. Maybe you score one, but you usually give up another as well. But not tonight. Elmira with a incredible comeback for now with at least 3-3. See if they can do it, complete the comeback, and take this game.
As the ice repair continues, we'll remind you next weekend the Thunder will be on the road. They'll be playing at Watertown November 29th and the 30th. Of course, the Wolves first place in the Eastern Division in the FHL. Your Elmira Enforcers will be back home next weekend to play the Danbury Hat Tricks, who are looking for a weekend sweep tonight against the Battle Creek Rumblebees. Battle Creek, of course, still looking for their first win as they're a brand new team in the FHL. Everybody's favorite ice maintenance man, Coy, getting an ovation as he leaves the surface.
He had to crack a smile that time around. They really do love him here, whether he's on the Zamboni, cleaning up blood, picking up pucks. Coy's the man around here.
Some teams have, you know, ice shovel girls, mascots. Here we have Coy, the Zamboni driver.
Who's better than both of those?
Absolutely. A fan favorite.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And it actually reaches out way past the Thunder pack for Coy.
So now that we've got the ice maintenance done, we'll get back to play. Again, 19 seconds on the man advantage. Nucciello on the draw gets it to DeCristofaro, but again, Reynolds, man, he's just pestering play and gets that puck loose in front. Nearly set up a scoring chance, but here come the Thunder the other way. Marker walks in to the circle. Now he'll wind around the net. It's marked there by Novacell. Marker, though, turns, throws one in front. Was looking for Wang, but the pass a little too far ahead. Power play time has expired, and now we get a whistle. Not quite sure why we're getting a whistle, but Mafuz is not happy. I wonder if they're going to get it too many men on the ice here. Now Aaron Taylor wants to get into the discussion. Daniel's telling him to not do that. But I think we are definitely getting a penalty on Elmira here.
Mafuz very unhappy.
Right. He's extremely upset. I guess he's saying that the door opened, and that's when they made the change. But the referee is saying that the time hadn't quite expired yet. And that's definitely going to be the call. They're going to get it too many men on the ice here. And here's the thing. I'm curious. They let this conversation go on forever when we had the penalties in the first period on Mafuz. Like, how long are they going to let him argue this point? If you're going to make the call, just make the call. Like, at some point, you just have to say that's enough and it's enough.
Right, and I'm still waiting to see what the call is. I'm not sure what happened. I think Mafuz is saying the clock was at 0 when he came out. I don't know if it was too many men or what was going on with the call here. As the play was blown down by the back official, so I'm not sure what's going on. But all we know is that it looks like Elmira will be short for 2 minutes.
Well, right, and then the referee was just having a conversation with the attendant in the penalty box, and now they're continuing to have this conversation. Mafuz's point is that the door opened late, saying that as the clock hits 0, the door should already be open. So I'm still not quite sure why play was stopped. Because now there's 7 guys on the ice for Elmira.
Right, that's too many. We know that. But
Clearly.
I'm not sure what the call was. We'll wait for our PA announcer, Tom Schultz. But Thunder back to the power play for 2 minutes here.
Yep. Off the draw, Demon wins it back to Marker. Marker plays it across to Pens. Pens waits. Now to Kalinin. Kalinin walks in. Quick shot save. Passingham got it right into the glove hand. And he'll hold for a face-off, 1:49 to go.
And we were talking about Anton Kalinin a little bit. He's clicking tonight. He is. He's playing a really good game. No points yet to his name, but you got to think something's happening soon with Anton Kalinin.
Well, and you can see why Coach Pens was excited to have him on the roster when he joined the team 2 weeks ago. Off the draw, though, good clear there by Walters as he plays it all the way down. Aaron Taylor sets it up for Charlie Pens. Mafuz will look to harass on a forecheck, but now he backpedals, and Kyle Stevens forces Pens. Errant pass for Kalinin goes all the way down. This will be icing against the Thunder, which is almost like a mortal sin on the power play.
Yeah, I was just going to say, unacceptable on the power play, something that can't happen. This game's been a weird one, I could say. Elmira had the momentum. Now it's a little bit more towards Delaware with the power play back-to-back. But if Elmira can kill this, Delaware will have to play the last 2 minutes of this period very good, because if they give Elmira the lead, there might be no looking back the way the Enforcers are playing.
Stevens wins the face-off. Walters just lets it go back to the neutral zone, plays it across to Yarwood. Yarwood throws it ahead. Mafuz will fire it into the Delaware zone. Taylor comes out to play it, and he'll backhand it along for Brandon Contrado. Down to 1:15 to go on the power play. Now Mafuz getting close to Taylor. Aaron Taylor kind of paddled him away. Puck still loose, though, in the corner. Mafuz's job was done as they kill off another 30 seconds of this man advantage before the Thunder get out of their own zone. Marker finally walks in. He'll play it across Contrado. The trailer winds and fires, and a save for Passingham. Did a good job to come out and challenge and just hold that one right in the bread basket. No rebound.
And Passingham's huge. He doesn't have to come too far out even to take up most of the net. Contrado's shot, he was looking to keep it low for a rebound, but it was still swallowed up by goaltender Troy Passingham, who's been phenomenal tonight since giving up that goal and even before.
Evgeny Demon again on the draw. Hussey wins it, though, and Reynolds comes out of his own zone with speed. It's 2-on-2 as Hussey joins the rush. Pulls the shot, and it's deflected by Marker, and it goes wide of Taylor. Ryan Marker settles it down there. We've got 45 seconds left on the power play. Kalinin now. He'll look to carry it in. Gets across the blue line. Tries to go through 2 defenders, and he does in the slot. Tried to get it to Demon, but that was deflected away by Whitcomb. Demon comes away with it again, though, through the slot. His pass intercepted by Hussey, and he's able to clear it down into the Delaware zone. 25 seconds to go on the power play.
I love that look from Evgeny Demon. Unfortunately, just not executed by the Delaware Thunder, but I love the play. And look at the play from Mafuz. He's good. Oh, boy.
Backhand pass to Hussey, right in slot. Score! Short-handed goal from Brendan Hussey, set up by Ahmed Mafuz, who did a fantastic job to steal that puck at the blue line, and that backhand pass is just ridiculous.
What a play by Mafuz. He forces the turnover. They score. It is now 4-3. It's a short-handed goal. And what a finish by Hussey right under the glove.
And, you know, how do you create a comeback, force turnovers, get odd man rushes? And that's what Elmira's done.
You can't say enough good things about this Enforcers team in this period.
Yeah, and, you know, Ahmed Mafuz is not the guy you want to fire up, I think, as he'll get the helper on that goal. Still 12 seconds to go in the man advantage. And what a difference about 30 minutes makes. From the time it was 3-0 Delaware to now. Now DeCristofaro kind of got stuck in his own skates there and nearly turned the puck over to Kyle Stevens deep. Instead, Delaware's able to play it into the Elmira zone. Whitcomb will play it there for the Enforcers. He'll just whip it around. He's got Mafuz waiting at the blue line. Ahmed waits, gets it to Yarwood, coming through the neutral zone with speed. He walks into the circle. His pass denied by Kostyakov. But the puck's still loose behind the net. We're under 2 minutes to go in the second period. 4-3 Elmira. Brennan Young lofts one back through center. It's off the stick of Yarwood, so he can't play it, or it's a high stick. And that's why we get the whistle. But I guess better to get a face-off than to let Jack Wang get that puck on the near wall.
I would take the face-off 10 out of 10 times and give the team guaranteed possession in the offensive zone, especially with how good the Enforcers are in the face-off dot.
Especially when they're sending Michaelis out there as well, who's been probably their best face-off man this weekend. Brennan Young will take the draw against him. 1:33 to go in the second period. Michaelis wins another face-off. JT Walters carries behind. He's pestered by Minucciello, and he'll just backhand it for Jordan Clark. Clark through the neutral zone, pass too far for Reynolds. Kostyakov will play it across to DeCristofaro. His pass is deflected, but it gets into the Elmira zone. Brennan Young will chase it there. Michaelis gets there first, but then loses it into the corner. Bud is able to pinch it along just far enough to get it to Harrison, and Harrison will loft it into the corner of the Thunder zone. Reynolds gets there first. He backhands it along, and DeCristofaro plays it back to center. Whitcomb across the red line, backhands one in, but DeCristofaro holds it up there. His pass through the neutral zone is for no one in particular, and this will be icing against the Thunder.
And the pass looked like it was to Jack Wang. Him and Reynolds ran into each other there, and unfortunately for the Delaware Thunder, it goes all the way down for an icing. Two players just colliding, ends up in the Enforcers' favor.
50.9 ticks left on the second period clock. The Elmira Enforcers have scored 4 straight goals to take the lead here, 4-3. Hussey will be on the draw with Young. Elmira wins it. Skropolis to the point. Yarwood's shot, it's deflected and was rolling in on Taylor. And he kicks it aside, but Skropolis gets to the rebound, throws one in front. Kostyakov gets it on his backhand and now is able to carry all the way through center. His backhand pass from Minucciello is a bit behind him, though. Thomas is able to recover. Now he walks into the zone, but 3 Enforcers corral him, and Mafuz comes away with the puck.
Mafuz is such a good player, whether it's in the offense or defensive zone. Makes a great play there, and now here come Elmira the other way. They're off, though.
Yeah, Brennan Hussey not even close to being onside there. Not quite sure. I guess he thought maybe Whitcomb was going to carry that straight into the zone, but Christian turned a bit, and Hussey was a good 3 or 4 strides across the blue line before Whitcomb got to the blue line himself. So 20.4 seconds left. Face-off comes out of the Delaware zone. Contrado and Hussey. Contrado wins the draw, back to Charlie Penz. Penz plays it across to Kieran Devine. He'll throw it through center, puck loose there. Contrado backhands it in, but the Enforcers get it back to center. Now Masters takes a tumble. Under 10 seconds to go now. Devine to Contrado. Contrado trying to get to Masters in the circle, throws one in front for Marker, but that'll do it for the second period. So one that started with elation for the Thunder early on in this period ends with frustration, as a 3-0 lead evaporated quickly, and as we go to the locker room for period number 3, the Enforcers lead 4-3. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll thank our fine sponsors. We'll go through the scoring summary of the second period and get you ready for third period action as well. After 2 periods of play here at Thunderdome, Elmira 4, it's the Delaware Thunder 3, and we'll be back in just a few. And we welcome you back to Thunderdome. We're at the second intermission of what was a very exciting second period. The Thunder scored 2 goals early. Ryan Marker netted his second of the game. And then Evan McIntosh scored his first of the season and made it 3-0 Delaware before the Elmira Enforcers came back in force and scored 4 unanswered goals to take a 4-3 lead. We'll go through the whole scoring summary in just a minute.
How long did you have that one thought up for?
Which one? Which one?
The Enforce.
The Enforce.
Was that on the top of the head?
That was awesome.
No, quick with it.
Everything's on the fly here, baby. Gary Schofield along with Mike Basile. We bring you all the Delaware Thunder home games on our Delaware Thunder YouTube page and, of course, at federalhockey.com. But it's been fun for Mikey and I to meet some of the fan base here over the last couple of weeks. And, of course, we introduced you to members of the Thunder Pack during our first intermission. But we met some other fans who were outside before the game tailgating, who have been here since night number 1 and had an opportunity to ask them about what makes Delaware Thunder hockey special for them and why they keep coming back week after week.
Get the curly, I guess.
Thunder Pat.
Well, you got pointed at first, Pat. So. Check 1 2, check 1 2. All right, that'll work. Pretty sure we're good there. All right. So there's been a lot of talk about the Thunder Pack, but we're excited for a little tailgate pregame action with Thunder Pat, who is from Dover, a big fan of the Thunder. And Pat, you were telling me that you were excited about coming to see Delaware Thunder hockey since the summer. You've obviously been here several times. What made you want to come and what keeps you coming back?
Just some local hockey. I heard it's going to be a gritty team, and I like the grit and fight that's with the team.
Do you have a favorite player so far?
Obviously, Basie, if I like the grit and the fight.
All right, well, I'll ask you your opinion of this. Alex has been suspended 2 games for the incident that occurred at the end of the game with the Mafoos yesterday. What's your opinion of that?
Not fair. Not fair. I mean, it's just not fair. I mean, he's doing what he had to do.
So for anybody that's a hockey fan who hasn't been out to see the Thunder yet, you as a hockey aficionado, what would you tell them to encourage them to come out and see us?
Well, first of all, there's no better sport to see live than hockey, and then come support your local team.
Sounds good. Now we got, is it John? Josh, come on over here, Josh. So we got Josh is another big hockey fan. Now, Josh, where are you from?
Felton.
Josh from Felton. So I see you're a Flyers fan. So obviously you've got hockey in your heart. What made you want to come see the Thunder?
Hockey. And I live like 6 miles down the road, so it'd be stupid not to come out.
So what has been, not just a favorite player per se, but in the games that you've been here to see, what's been the most exciting part of Thunder hockey for you?
Just the hockey. Just the hockey. Doing the hockey. The Zamboni guy's been pretty fun to cheer on, too. No disrespect to the hockey team, but just hockey in general. I don't care who's playing out there. I'll come watch anybody. I don't care.
So are you a Basie guy as well, or do you have another favorite?
Yeah, I dig Basie. I dig Marker. I dig everybody out there. It's awesome. Yeah. Do the hockey thing.
I love our twos, too.
Do the hockey thing, in the immortal words of Josh from Felton. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun to meet some of the folks out there tailgating. It's interesting. I mean, I'm a hockey fan. I went to a ton of Flyers games growing up. I don't ever remember tailgating for hockey, but it looked like a fun time. And if I wasn't working, I'd be sitting out there with them.
Yeah, well, maybe if you were, watching a good hockey team, maybe do some tailgating. But hey, no. I'm just kidding. I once or twice I've done it. It's a big football thing, obviously.
Right.
But once or twice I've done it. I tell you, I'm an Islander fan, so they
You
just
must
moved
be
back to the
loving life right
Coliseum.
now.
Oh, we are. They just moved back to the Coliseum, so a lot of fans loving that, doing some tailgating, having some fun before the game. Because when they moved to Brooklyn, there was no parking lot or anything over there. It was a train ride in and out. So that. But yeah, they have the opportunity to do it out here. They keep it classy, but they have a ton of fun.
Absolutely. So we would encourage you to come out and do that as well. So got a couple of minutes here before we start the third period. Let's do the rundown for you. We'll give you the scoring summary from the second period. As we mentioned, Delaware added 2 in the second. Ryan Marker, his second of the night, 11th on the season from Brandon Contrato and Daniel DeCristofaro. Then Evan McIntosh cashed in on a rebound for his first of the year with the assist from Brennan Young and Kieran Devine. And then the onslaught began on a great rush between Dustin Skinner and Sean Reynolds. Skinner gets the goal, Reynolds the assist. That got Elmira on the board. And then Andrew Harrison with a goal that was assisted on by Hudson Michaelis. And then this is where the turnovers came into play. Kyle Stevens off a beautiful pass from Ahmed Mahfouz beat Aaron Taylor. Brandon Tucker got an assist on that one as well. And then Brendan Hussey put Elmira in front. Again, Mahfouz with the helper on the shorthanded tally. That's how we stand 4-3 after 2 periods. Now, you and I were discussing during the break, you don't often see a 3-goal lead evaporate in about 15 minutes. That's what happened. How did the Thunder recover?
Well, it's tough, and the first 5 minutes of the third period are going to be telling, in my opinion. I think they'll be very telling, and I think the Thunder have to forget about just what just happened. They came out in the first period, they won it 1-0. Obviously, last period, they lost 3-2. Now, you're down 4-3 overall. That's simple math I can handle, and I can look at the scoreboard and see that. But you just got to win a period here. You got to win a period. If you win it 1-0, guess what? You're going to overtime. You win it 2-1, you're going to overtime. You win it 2-0, you win the game. So find a way to win 20 minutes against this Elmira team. You can't tie them and you can't lose it. You got to win this 20 minutes.
Certainly would be a great way to end the weekend here. And it's interesting, too. We've seen the Thunder actually play pretty disciplined hockey over the last couple of weeks. And then over the last 15 minutes of that period, just sloppy play, bad turnovers that led to odd man rushes and big time chances for the Enforcers. So a little bit uncharacteristic here of late.
Yeah, especially with how they played at the end of that first and to start the second. It was 2 different teams, if we're being honest. And that's what one thing Delaware has gotten better at, I think. You said it in the pregame with Coach Charlie Pence. You guys played 60 full minutes. I know they lost last night, but they played a 60-minute game. Elmira did too. That was a good hockey game last night. And tonight, they've played, I would say 30. I'd say they played 30 minutes tonight, and that 10 minutes was tough because obviously, even if you play a good 60 minutes, you're going to give up a goal here and there. It's fine. It's expected. But you can't give up 4 in 15 minutes. And you turn around, and the game is changed the complete pace. 3-0, you're in control, hand on the gas, you're going, and now you're climbing an uphill battle again.
It'll be interesting to see if Elmira, who had a 1-goal lead coming into the third period last night, basically came out with the point of emphasis of lock down the neutral zone, keep the Thunder from trying to get any sort of breakouts or set up any sort of an offense. We'll see if that's the same way that they approach it here tonight as the Thunder are looking at trying to overcome a 1-goal deficit.
And now we'll see something that's interesting from the Thunder. We'll see, can they mimic what Elmira did? Can they say, okay, they did this, let's do this now? Can they show we can play a little differently too here? I'm excited to see this third period because it's going to show me 2 things about this Delaware team. Number 1, can they fight back? Can they deal with adversity? And number 2 is, what will they do? How do they play against a team that just was in the same position yesterday? How do they get out of that position and turn the tables tonight?
Well, we'll see who they send out first. It looks like Pens, Masters. I guess they're going back with the starting lineup here to start the third period. Although Tundle on the ice, who actually is, in the limited amount of time that he's played tonight, has done a very good job playing on the blue line.
I enjoy watching Patrick Tundle play. I think he's a good hockey player, makes the smart decisions. He's out with McIntosh and Masters to start this third period. See if the Thunder are going to set a little tone with this line.
Yeah, they've moved Tundle back to the forward position. Michaelis on the draw with McIntosh. He wins it. Now Reynolds will avoid a hit from Masters, but loses the puck. Masters loses his stick. Whitcomb comes away with it, plays it back to center to Michaelis. He's able to get it in deep. Taylor holds it up there. Charlie Pens will play it. Throws it right through center. It's going to go all the way down. This will be icing on the Thunder. 22 seconds in, we get our first whistle.
Not the start the Thunder wanted. Masters nearly would have broke free for a 2-on-2 with McIntosh, but unfortunately for him, he got a stick tied up in Whitcomb, and now the faceoff comes all the way back down to Delaware ice after Charlie Pens iced it.
McIntosh will take the draw with Michaelis. He's out with Reynolds and Harrison, Whitcomb and Yarwood on the defense for Elmira. Puck in skates, Pens pulls it away. This time puts a pass on the tape of Patrick Tundle, who backhands it back to center. Loose there, Yarwood plays it across, but Pens intercepts that pass. He'll walk across the red line and just dump it into the corner. Masters will chase there. Gets there first, but then is poked away by Whitcomb, and now it comes loose at the blue line. Harrison picks it up with speed, trying to settle it down, gets it across to Reynolds. Reynolds with a shot, that's deflected behind the net. Tundle came right in front. Paddled away by Taylor. Kostyukov plays it ahead. Eric Masters walks in. Quick shot right into the breadbasket of Passingham. And I paused for a second there because, I made the comment in the second period about how quickly a whistle came. And I thought the whistle was going to come a little faster there, but it finally did.
I believe the reason it didn't was because there was 3 enforcers around, and Masters was already headed back to the bench for a change as he had a full minute shift here to start. It's Wang Contrado and Marker. Lines have been shifting up all night for the Delaware Thunder.
Kostyakov and Tondel now back on defense. Off the draw, another win for Elmira, but they can't clear the zone. Kostyakov keeps it in, but now Wang loses to Stevens. Now the puck goes back into the corner. JT Walters chases there, but it was actually Novosel that got to it first. He backhands it across, and here comes Tucker out of the Elmira zone. He backhands one ahead, but it's knocked down by Tundle. Now it comes to Contrado. Touch pass to Wang. Wang across the blue line, into the slot. Quick shot, and it goes off the shoulder of Passingham, and then Walters threw it back at his own goaltender. And Passingham was able to stick that aside. Now here comes Mafuz the other way, but Kyle Stevens was to step into the zone too quickly. Offside for Elmira.
Bit of a break there as Mafuz was wheeling down the near boards. A long shift for him as well, but he has no problem with fatigue.
Yeah, I mean, he's played less tonight than what we saw last night, but still out there a ton.
I wonder if that has something to do with him kind of having to coach this game a bit. He won't miss time on the penalty kill or the power play because that's where his skills are most needed, I would say. But I wonder if that does have something to do with this.
I would agree. Hussey walks into the zone, plays it into the corner. Skropolis has it there. Now he pulls up, plays it back to the point. Yarwood trying to settle the puck down, finally does. Then takes a long shot, but it's deflected by Hussey. And then Hussey boards Pens, and he's going to go off. Pens clearly with his face toward the glass, and Hussey gives him a shove from the goal line.
Bit of a cross check as well. Charlie Pens was also moving the puck, so he was leaning that way to begin with. Hussey looked like he was saying he went down a little easily, but on the puck already, it's a tough play. And Hussey knows Pens is a big boy back there.
Right. Hussey will go off for the penalty. We'll get the official call here in a moment, but the Thunder will go back to the power play. And they cashed in on the power play last night. There's a cross check. So a 2-minute minor. Had a couple of chances with the man advantage in the second period. Gave up a shorthanded goal that gave Elmira the lead, and really haven't been able to sustain a lot of pressure on the power play tonight either.
Right, we'll see here. This could be a turning point in the game.
Off the draw, Stevens wins it. Walters gets it to Yarwood, and he'll just send it all the way down. Aaron Taylor will have to play it there. Yarwood and Contrado jawing a bit as they come through center ice. Charlie Pens collects the puck behind Aaron Taylor and will look to break out.
Contrado, usually one of the more quiet guys on the team. He's been involved in a little extracurriculars tonight.
Pens with a long pass goes off the wall through Kalinin, and Yarwood gets there first. He taps it ahead to Mafuz. He clears it off Kalinin, but only to center. Kalinin gets it back to Pens. Pens now with a long pass to Contrado. Back to Demon. Demon walks into the slot. Backhand pass for Kalinin is too far and goes back to center, and they'll have to do it again. Pens' pass jumps over the stick of Marker, and now JT Walters with a chance to clear, but a good keep by Kalinin. Kalinin plays it to Contrado. Now they'll get set up. Marker back at the point. Wines fakes the shot, plays it over to Pens after Mafuz got down to block it. Now it's back to Marker. Marker waits, plays it to Kalinin. Kalinin with a quick shot and a nice diving stop by JT Walters with the block. 56 seconds on the power play.
And you see why Mafuz wears the C. Plays great in the offensive zone. They score!
Ryan Marker! That's the first hat trick in Delaware Thunder history as Marker scores from the circle. He went top shelf with a rifle shot to tie this game at 4.
I took your job, Gary. My apologies. What a shot from Ryan Marker. The power play was just getting set up. I thought I had a second, but with Ryan Marker and the twisted wrister, you never know, over the glove of Passingham. And what a response. What do we say? The first 5 minutes are so important, and the Thunder score.
Well, and Hussey gets the penalty for the hit on Pens, and Delaware responds. 4-4 game, 16:59 to go. And yes, you just saw history. The first hat trick in the history of the Delaware Thunder, and it belongs to Ryan Marker.
Too bad the nets are too dang high around the boards here. They couldn't throw anything out on the ice.
Right. Elmira plays it deep into the Delaware zone. DeCristofaro plays it around. Young with a touch pass back to center, but that's too far for McIntosh. And Reynolds just fires it into the Delaware zone to the right of Taylor, and DeCristofaro will play it there. McIntosh can't get around Reynolds as the Elmira Enforcers now bring the pressure. His shot goes high and wide. All the way back to the center ice. Whitcomb in a race with Minucciello, but that puck came back to center. Oh, and they almost got back on side, but Minucciello didn't quite get the skate across the paint. before Brennan Young carried it in, so we'll get another stoppage play.
Well, now we'll flip-flop what we just said. Now how does Elmira respond? They give up a power play goal. The penalty kill's been pretty good on the season for Elmira, but when you have a shot like Ryan Marker, if you have any time and space you shoot, he's averaging, I believe, around 8 shots a game, which is pretty much unheard of.
Off the draw, Brennan Young plays it back to Kieran Devine. Pass through the neutral zone is behind Minucciello. Skropolis will play it there. And he just throws it back into the Elmira zone to Jordan Clark. Long outlet pass, too far for Skropolis, but he might have got a stick on it. No icing as a result. Kieran Devine gets chased down from behind. Skropolis got the worst of that hit, but he got Devine off the puck. Minucciello tries to get it back to center, and he does, but McIntosh overskates. Now it's still loose at center. Minucciello's pass is deflected, and now we've got Hussey down. Now Jordan Clark going after McIntosh. I'm not sure exactly what happened between McIntosh and Hussey. Now I do see an arm up, so there is a penalty coming.
Yeah, again, it was a little after the puck got chipped in, not sure. McIntosh is going to be the one to go, and now the Delaware Thunder will be shorthanded. We'll see what the call is. It appears that Hussey is okay. He was the one who took, I believe it was a stick up high. I would believe McIntosh was the one who took it earlier, and he was busted open, but I believe Hussey looks okay as he skates over this way.
Yep, so should be a 2-minute minor for the high stick, and that'll put the Enforcers on the power play with a chance to answer back after the Thunder just tied the game.
And Captain Charlie Penn's just shaking his head. That was the guy who took one and you missed it. You going to call it on him? But now the Thunder have to respond. Well, this is a great way for Elmira to take the lead right back, obviously.
15:50 to play in the third period. We're tied at 4. Contrado and Michaelis on the draw. Michaelis wins it over to Harrison. Now back to the point to Yarwood. And now the Enforcers get set up. Michaelis holds, walks into the circle. They'll play it down low to Yarwood. Now they'll switch positions. Yarwood back to Michaelis, and now they'll cycle. Michaelis, they do this cycling, trying to wait for that cross-ice pass. Michaelis tried to get through Pens. Pens tumbles, and now they get back to the point to Mafuz. He winds and fires, and Taylor makes the save and pounces on the rebound as 2 Enforcers go down in front of the net, Yarwood and Harrison.
2 of the top scorers, one from the point and one up front, both flying in to corral that loose puck. But Taylor, like a cat, jumps on top of it. And you like to see Kostyakov and Marker, the defenseman and forward, talking a bit here, trying to figure out why was Mafuz so open for that shot.
1:35 left on the man advantage. Contrado and Michaelis again on the draw. Again, Michaelis wins one. Reynolds taps it back to Yarwood. And the Enforcers will just set up again. Mafuz at the point. He gets it across to Reynolds. He'll walk in. Quick shot in front. It's deflected into the corner. Not sure if that was Taylor or one of the defensemen in front that sent it into the corner, but either way, Elmira resets here. Reynolds, he'll turn, plays it behind the net. Charlie Pens takes a big whack at it, gets it into the neutral zone and all the way into the Elmira zone, where Passingham will come out of his net to play it. We're down to a minute to go on the man advantage. Tied at 4, just under 15 to play in the third period. Michaelis loses it at the red line, and Reynolds picks it up there. His backhand pass ahead is to Mafuz. It goes off the stick of Harrison, and now Michaelis controls. Tried to walk around Kieran Devine and had to circle back. Now he and Mafuz play the cycle. Mafuz throws it through the slot to Reynolds. Back to the point. Yarwood whiffs on the shot, and then a shot from Michaelis goes off the blocker at Taylor and out of play. A souvenir for one of the Thunder faithful.
Sometimes a lucky bounce is better than a good play. The shot, I should say, off Yarwood's stick comes right to Michaelis, who had a great shot in the slot. But you saw Aaron Taylor there. He came out. The Thunder took away the pass, and I don't know if he had time to react to the shot, but he just got big and made the save.
40 seconds left on the power play. Face-off this time won by the Thunder. Charlie Pens plays it off the wall. Minucciello gets it ahead to Brennan Young. He streaks in and then loses on a back check by Yarwood. Nice play there by 57. Now Reynolds loses his edge, but is able to chip it ahead to Michaelis. DeCristofaro gets it away from him, but a good keep by Reynolds at the blue line. Now Michaelis, toe drag, shot and a save. Glove, quick hand by Aaron Taylor. 20 seconds to go on the man advantage.
14:10 to go in the third. Delaware tied it up early in the period, went on the penalty kill. Now they are still short for 20 more seconds. This would be a huge kill for the Thunder.
Contrado will take the draw again. Looks like Kyle Stevens will get on the circle for Elmira. Off the draw, Stevens wins. Skinner chips it back to Walters. Back to Skinner. He scored a goal tonight, the first of the night for Elmira, that started that 4-goal barrage in the second period. Stevens behind the net. They'll walk it around. They'll switch places. Now to the point. Walks into the high slot. Throws one in front. It's deflected wide. Skinner, I think, got a stick on that. And now he recovers the puck. Now he throws one from the circle. Another save by Taylor. DeCristofaro is able to clear the zone, but Whitcomb intercepts the pass there. He's pestered from behind by Kalinin and then just throws one out of play into the Thunder bench. Time expired on the power play. We're back to even strength with 13:40 to go.
Well, it was another one of those power plays for Elmira that looked good, but unfortunately for them, couldn't get anything to go. They start with the puck behind the net. They'll either work it from behind the net or the top of the point. Two polar opposites in the offensive zone, but either way, something's working good for this team, and you got to think that 14% is going to skyrocket pretty soon.
Off the draw, Skropolis plays it in deep. Taylor stops the pass there, and Kostyakov picks up for Delaware. But again, look at the way Elmira pressures the offensive zone, giving the Thunder limited opportunities to break out. Little drop pass to Kostyakov, gets it to Devine. Now Contrado plays it across from Marker. Pass was behind him, though, so he's got to retreat. Back into his own zone. Kieran Devine will play it off the back wall, looking for Kostyakov. And he's got Skinner chasing him from behind, and he loses the puck to Skropolis. Right in the circle, shot, save, Aaron Taylor. And again, no rebound.
And Aaron Taylor saying, we got to get the puck out. We got him. And it's unacceptable. He's 100% right. The puck's got to get in and out, in and out. And if you keep doing it against a team like Elmira, they're going to make you pay.
But give the Enforcers credit. I mean, we saw it all throughout the third period last night. And even in a tie game, they're kind of going with that same setup, really making things difficult for the Thunder to get out of their own zone. Off the draw, Demon wins. They play it around, and it goes back to the neutral zone where Yarwood will chase. Jack Weng will force the play there. Yarwood, though, just drops it for Whitcomb. Whitcomb now being harassed by Demon, but he's able to get it to the blue line. Demon, though, steals it away from Reynolds. Skates around Harrison, but then loses the puck. It's loose in the Elmira zone. Chasing it down there is Michaelis. He hands it off to Christian Whitcomb, and now he'll backpedal. 12:40 to play in a 4-4 tie.
Evgeny Demon showing off how he's been so good. He's got good vision on the ice, and he's not afraid to make a play with the puck.
Reynolds walks in, gets through, Penn's backhand shot, and Aaron Taylor with another save. And, man, Aaron has upped his game here in the third period tonight. Another fine chance for Elmira. Now we get a little extra going in front. Michaelis has the gloves off. Tundle.
Patrick Tundle.
And now Tundle has not dropped the gloves.
I wonder if that'll be two for Michaelis. Tundle's gloves are still on. We'll see.
Which typically, I mean, I know a lot of referees, once you drop them, they'll take you off.
We'll see. They might let Michaelis stay here. Doesn't look like any manpower change here.
So
as we'll do it again from the same spot.
We'll stay 5-on-5 here. 12.5 minutes to go in the third period. We're tied at 4. You're just joining us. The Thunder jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Elmira scored 4 unanswered in the second period. And Ryan Marker has tallied the first Thunder hat trick ever and tied the game at 4 here in the third. Off the draw again, Delaware plays it deep into the Elmira zone. Brennan Young racing with Yarwood. Nice play by Yarwood there to get to it first and keep it away from the Thunder forward. But now Evgeny Demon is able to steal the puck away from Whitcomb. He'll carry it behind the net. He avoids a hit there and keeps the puck. Into the circle, gets it back to the point to Pens. Pens winds and fires off the pad of Passingham, and Weng couldn't bang the rebound home, and Elmira takes it back the other way. Tucker, backhand attempt from Pens, can't get out of the zone. There's a good pinch there by Mafuz. He's pestered by DeCristofaro. Now Stevens, he's going to walk right in front. Puck loose in the slot. Tucker plays it back to the point. Novacell with a shot, and now we get a whistle as I think the net has come off its moorings again.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was Aaron Taylor pushing it off or DeCristofaro getting bumped into it when he was battling in front with Mafuz.
4-4, 11:46 to go. A face-off coming to the left of Taylor. Now Demon, who took a puck off the shin. They weren't going to let McIntosh replace him. But now they do. Evan will take the draw with Kyle Stevens. Off the face-off, DeCristofaro plays it ahead. Jack Weng tried to get it out the center, but it went off of Tucker. Stevens in the slot. His shot deflected by Charlie Pens, and Aaron Taylor's able to cover for another face-off.
And it's again the same thing. The Delaware Thunder can't clear on the first attempt, and it becomes a 2-on-1, a broken 2-on-1 with Mafuz and Stevens.
McIntosh and Kyle Stevens will get back to the face-off circle. They actually have to go to the other circle. So they'll switch sides. Stevens, Tucker, Mafuz, Novacell, and Walters are out for Elmira. Off the draw, Tundle's able to get it back to center. JT Walters will play it there. Mafuz chips it in further. but Tundle retreats and gathers for the Thunder. They'll try to get out. Minucciello plays it off the sidewall, but Walters is just waiting in the neutral zone for it, and he'll dump it back in deep. Tundle will play it there. Forced by Tucker, gets it over to Kieran Devine. Kieran Devine ahead to Eric Masters. He backhands ahead. McIntosh can't get that one, though. Novosel will play for Elmira. Through the neutral zone, that one's off the shin pad of Tucker. Now he gets harassed by McIntosh as the puck's in the zone. Back to center, though. Here comes Mafuz. 2-on-2. Mafuz, quick shot off the blocker of Taylor and into the netting. And that'll bring us another stoppage of play. Man, Mafuz, every time he seems to find an inch, he takes advantage of it.
He does, he really does, and that's what makes him so good. 10:56 to go in a tied hockey game, 4-4. We said Delaware needs to win the period to at least force overtime. Right now, they're up 1-0 in the third.
Brandon Contrado is out with Kalinin and Marker. Off the draw. Kalinin overskates, and they score! Skropolis. Contrado won the draw. Kalinin overskated, and it was loose right in the slot, and Skropolis didn't miss, and Elmira's back on top, 5-4.
That's Skropolis' first goal of the season, and it's a big one. It makes it 5-4. A bad break for the Delaware Thunder. Puck bounces loose right in front, and they push it by Aaron Taylor, blocker side, 5-4.
10:54 to play, and Tony Kalinin very upset with himself as he goes to the Thunder bench. But that's been the story of giving up these chances. It's been turnovers and odd man rushes for Elmira tonight. Off the ensuing faceoff, the Enforcers again gain control. They throw it into the zone. Skropolis has it again. Skates through the circle, throws it in front. Nobody home. But at the point, Yarwood's able to play it back in deep. They wheel it around. It does come back to center. Whitcomb will play it there. Gets it to Skinner. Skinner just throws it back in deep. Taylor can't knock that one down, and Skropolis will get to it first. He'll just play it back in behind. Penns gets to it. Backhand pass ahead to Marker. Touch pass to Contrado was too far for him, and Jordan Clark's able to fire it back in the Delaware zone.
Well, I'm sure we'll definitely see that 1-2-2 now from the Elmira Enforcers shutting down the neutral zone.
Brandon Contrado lofts one into the Enforcers zone. Walters plays it ahead to Skinner, and now here comes Reynolds with speed through center. Crosses the blue line. Quick shot, and that's into the glove of Taylor. He just throws it back down, and here comes Ryan Marker the other way. 3-on-3. Marker into the zone. He stops, waits, throws one on net, and it goes wide. It'll come around. DeCristofaro now will backpedal instead of trying to pinch that time. And now Harrison carries in for Elmira. Throws it into the slot, a little too far for Michaelis. But Reynolds gets to it and punches it further along. Now it comes back to Reynolds in the far wall. His shot knocked down by Taylor. Aaron looks at his glove as to say, why didn't you squeeze that? DeCristofaro will carry it out for Delaware. As another quick line change for Elmira. We're down to 9:20 to go. Daniel walks into the zone. Now he'll stop. Gives it to Contrado. Brandon will carry it around behind the net. Brandon walks in front. Wide angle shot goes high into the far wall. Good keep there by Kieran Devine. Jordan Clark gets to it first, though. Plays it to Tucker, and they're able to get it back to center, but Tony Kalinin comes away with it. Kalinen's shot's knocked down by Harrison. It goes wide, but he gets back to the rebound. Kalinin comes around behind the net, gives it to Brandon Contrado. Contrado backhands it again. Nobody's there except for two Elmira defenders. Puck still loose near the side wall, almost bounced into the Elmira net, but stayed in play. And now Kieran Devine settles it down. But he throws it off the side wall, and Tucker says, I'll take that. He walks into the Delaware zone, right into the slot, and another shot, score! Tucker tried to find Stevens. The pass deflected off of a skate, I think, of Kieran Devine. Came right back in front, and Tucker knocked it home, and now it's 6-4 Elmira.
It was a bit of a self-pass unintentionally, but that'll give the Elmira Enforcers a 6-4 lead. I think it hit the skate of Charlie Penns and came right back to Tucker, and he's not going to make a mistake from right there.
Well, with the again, it's kind of the same story as the second period. It started with the elation for the Thunder, and then the Enforcers sort of took over. Same thing here. The Thunder get the early goal in the third to tie it up, and now Elmira has really kind of controlled the play, at least for the last 5 minutes or so. Off the draw, puck's loose at center, and Mafuz comes away with it. And again, they're happy to just send it deep, especially now with a 2-goal lead. Daniel DeCristofaro plays it there for the Thunder. And Evgeny Demon's able to get it out, but his pass for Jack Wang is off the mark. Now Demon with a steal at center. Wang, nice move through a defenseman, but then his shot is knocked down by Whitcomb. Wang tries to play it deeper, and now it's loose. Kalinin in the circle, but a good back check by Harrison. Gets the puck back to center, and here comes Mafuz. Across the red line, he'll just throw it in deep. Aaron Taylor will knock it down there. Kyle Stevens pressuring the puck. So there's a wild pass to Cristofaro, but Evgeny Demin gets to it. He plays it ahead for Brennan Young. 2-on-2 with Kalinin. Brennan Young fumbles the puck as he comes through the high slot. And now just throw it back into the corner. Kalinin gets to it there. He tries to play it deeper for Demin, but instead Michaelis just fires it around the zone. Cristofaro keeps at the blue line. Young bodied off the puck by Michaelis, and back to center. Here comes Harrison. He walks in with speed. Tries to get it in front. He's walled off by Pens, and the puck just trickles through the slot. And Cristofaro will bring it back the other way.
Dan Cristofaro with a good defensive play, good keep at the blue line, good shift. And then Charlie Pens keeping it at a 2-goal game with a good defensive play back in his own zone.
7:15 to go. Delaware going for a line change, so they play it deep in, and now Tucker will play it ahead. I'm sorry, it's Walters who plays it ahead, but now Pens comes away with the puck. Minucciello's pass right on the tape of Brennan Young. Brennan Young walks in. His shot knocked down by Walters. Throws another one in front, and a good glove hand by Passingham as he snares that out of the air. And with 7:01 to go, that'll bring us to our media timeout.
Well, Delaware came back, tied this thing up at 4, and then the next two went to Skaropoulos and Tucker. And the play from Skaropoulos, a couple bad bounces for the Thunder here. It was Skaropoulos who, the faceoff was 1